Hello, hello. Let's test this thing out real quick. Hold on, give me a minute. Mic looks good. Turn that background music down just a little bit. And let me welcome you in. If you don't know who I am Shannon Williams, the OCPD coach. And if you are on my game dev side of things, then you might know me as Shannon the Game Dev. What I like to do is help people build a healthy relationship with progress. I typically do that 3 times a week with live streams. I show you guys how to plan out a week, find time for family time, find time to get things done in your personal life, and also be productive in your business life. So that's what I like to do throughout the week. But one thing I really love to do is game development. And that's what we're doing today. We're going to do some game development. I have 2 different video games I'm working on at the moment. One of them is Retro Game Store Simulator, which you can go and wishlist on Steam right now. And that is a game where you get to run a video game store throughout the 1980s. It's really, really cool. It is very similar in gameplay to TCG Store Simulator. However, I have a dynamic timeline system where the every product comes out on a certain date. The licenses work differently. You interact with NPCs differently. It's just a lot more stuff that you can do in that game. So definitely make sure you check it out. And I'm also working on another game right now, which is a game I was contracted to do, and it is turning a board game, a stunner. What it do? What's going on, man? So it is turning a video game, turning a board game which is all-time wrestling, into a video game. So that's the other stuff I'm doing. And we're gonna be working, y'all. I'm gonna try something else out too. I installed a new camera and I want to see something. I want to set this up. So give me about 2 minutes. I also want to see if you guys would be interested if I started doing call-ins. Is that something that would be of interest if I started having either a number or maybe even a StreamYard link where you guys can hop in and talk and chat? Is that something that would be of interest? Is that worth me investing in? Oh, crap. All right, switch my phone off of 5G and put it on Wi-Fi because I'm at home and we've been troubleshooting my phone. So they just said, hey, you've used up your data. By the way, if you have a crazy phone bill, let me tell you a hack. T-Mobile, especially if you have T-Mobile, I think Metro had it as well. Especially if you are at home working, doing that most of the stuff, you're on Wi-Fi, you don't have to keep unlimited. I've always been the person that had unlimited, and I was paying an extra 20, 30 bucks a month for no reason. I dropped it down to limited, and now I use it as I need it, and things wound up working out. You would tap in. Okay. So let me see. I'm trying to see if I should spend the first 20 minutes of this stream getting that set up. Let me see. Let me test something out real quick. So I'm gonna log in with Twitch on here. And that's the other thing. We have SummerSlam going on, y'all. So we got SummerSlam going on, which is real cool. I want to see if there's a button. I want to see if I can hit a button on here. Let's see. Stream, equipment, cam. Let's drop track. And let's see if inside of here I can put switch camera. Oh, we got SummerSlam going on, and I had no idea SummerSlam was even happening tonight. I've completely fallen out of it. So let me check my settings. I would call it is it media source control? Not media source control. It's not that. Part of me thinks it should be something with source, but. And what is my camera card in here? You tap in? So I might get that set up. Maybe I get that set up today. So this is going to be my scene. Active cam only. Camera, source camera. Oh, that just hides. So that just toggles it. Oh, always by webcam. Yeah, I don't know. It seems like it's a way to do it. It definitely seems like it's a way to do it, but I'm not seeing it here. Yeah, I'm not seeing it on here. So what I would probably have to do for now is I would have to go how I have cam only. I would duplicate this scene. Y'all, it's gonna get a little wonky for a minute. Give me a second. Let me test this out. So we'll switch this to active overhead cam. Okay, so that'd be overhead cam. And then what I would do here is go to I'm gonna go over to my I'm tweaking the camera the wrong thing. Video capture device. Add exit create new one. We'll say overhead cam. There it is. And let's do configure video. So one thing is the gamma is a little bit off. It's not really balanced. But you know what? Let me put everything on auto. Let's do it like that. Okay. Go to OK. Okay. And it's on the right side. Audio. Apply rotation. Use cut. Okay. Let's do OK. All right. So I got that. So then my overhead cam should be visible. Nice. There it is. Ha ha ha. It's not bad. So it's not the same quality, obviously. One of my cameras is nice, the other one is not. But it's a different look. It's a different look. Let me see something. So let me see if I switch my lights up real quick. Woo. Yeah. Yeah, I had to adjust the color. But that's actually dope. That's actually dope. I don't know how long we'll keep it. We'll see. We'll see. So for now, I'll deactivate it. I just want to test it out. Deactivate that. Now, if this camera up top was the same level of quality as this camera, no problem. But it's not good quality. I don't really like the quality of it at all. All right, so now let me see. What do most people use? StreamYard? So let me put this on here. All right. So let's see if let me see if I can do StreamYard. On air webinar. Test studio. So that's not what I'm trying to do. Bear with me. I'm trying something new. Okay. So if I were to go over to, so I'm gonna I have to ask somebody. Skip destination, studio, live stream title, the OCPD coach, Q1A. Oh, we got CM Punk and Gunther next. Okay. Entering studio. Wear headphones if you experience audio echoes. Your browser can't access your device. I have like 5 cameras. Mic is working. Cool. Can you still hear me on OBS? Yep. Okay. I'm working on both things there. That's working. Yeah. So I wouldn't be able to do my video, but I could let people call in. Hey, Thunder, do you want to try it out? If I send it to you, would you try it? And then I could choose landscape or portrait. Yeah, I will open my camera up to it. Only thing is it won't give me access to open my camera. Okay, so that was settings. Okay. Start cam doesn't work. Oh, there it is. It worked. Have to set it up. Okay. Am I still live on the stream? Oh yeah, because that's this camera. Bet. Let me try it out. OCPD coach. And I'm also DIY Interactive in the studio. Oh crap. It's a whole portal. Add yourself to the stage. Let me add myself to the stage. Okay. So I'm here. It's actually sweet. This is actually really sweet. I'm here. Okay, you know what? We'll try it out. Had to set it up. Let's try this. Let's try it. Let's try it. I want to see if it works. Is it on she road? Out on the road. And we can be on be. I want to get outside. Oh wait, my headphones are disconnected. Where my headphones connected to? There we go. Okay, so we have that.
What's going on, gig workers? This is time to put that.
Let me test the audio on something. Clicking on a video on here. Let me just test the audio.
Application in. Is it time to demote and put in that 2-week notice?
Okay.
To gig?
So that works. Guys, I think I might have it going, which is cool. Oh crap. Oh, I'm live. Okay. I got worried for a second. I thought I wasn't live on my other channel. So let me edit my. I think I might have it. So let's do this. Let me put it in the comments. Okay, so that's that. So let me edit this and I'll drop the link. So I added that to the video link. It is hot. It is burning hot. So then let me switch this. It is burning hot. Let me change the name of it. I'm gonna try to change the name of this. Okay. I'm live. I think I'm good. So let me hide everything else. And I put it on Twitch. It says the connection is unstable though. So I think all I would need to do is just drop some of the stuff that I have open. And hopefully that frees some stuff up. All right, so that's that. What are we doing? Twitter? It's too much. I'm telling you, it's so much, so many different apps. You got to send everything to. Oh, and I put hope in. Hope in, really? All right. There it is. Oh, that a Punk's gear tonight. His gear is fire. The light blue. I kind of like my camera. That's crazy. This camera on here looks good. It looks really good. But I like the angle on this. I almost want to switch. So let me go ahead and switch this up a little bit. There we go. And so that's overhead view. Pull the camera from there. And let's go to the call-in view. Active. Okay. So I think I could take this active screen, duplicate it, and say active call in. And all I would need to do is switch out my background, my display capture, create another display capture. Display capture would be display capture for Streamyard. There we go. So we would do that. And going to put that. Let's keep going. Here it is. So we just put it right here. Yeah. It is. That's it. That is it. Ah. I'll leave it open. I'll leave it open like that. There we go. So then I can go back to active, which is here. And then let me just share it in my Discord. Okay. I cut my Bluetooth on, not my Wi-Fi. All right. Let's get to work. That's enough. That's enough setup. That's enough setup. Okay. What are we listening to tonight? What are we listening to tonight? That is the question. I cut this off because it's distracting me. What are we listening to tonight? Oh, Jesus. Gunther got dropped right on this. Hey, Alexa, play Rise Against. Hey, Alexa, play Deftones. No. Hey Alexa, 100% value. Hey Alexa, 100% value.
I watched you change to fly. Here's the way you
I watched it change. It's like Hey Alexa. Hey Alexa. 80% value. All right. It's like you never. Mm, mm, mm. Okay. So we have taunt, recover, pin, usability. All of these should be toggleable based off of this. I looked away. Blow me away. I watched the change. Yes. You like what you see? What? You say you like what you see? What's up, Tamboree? How you doing? Tamboree. I have a call-in link now. So I'll start broadcasting it more. We'll see if we can start getting people to call in. Call in, try to get help with stuff. All of that good stuff. See, I don't want this here. Here. And let me get my zero pop up. There we go. And I need to update the wish list count too. Oh, okay. I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. Thank you. One second. I'm sending some links over to someone. I see something else that I like. Now look, nah, chill out. You had all the lovey-dovey time that you could have got. You had the opportunity earlier. Now you want to do when I'm working. You want to try to get the love, lovey-dovey time. No, I'm just joking with you. I know you're talking about the water. I know, obviously. All right. Oh yeah, I just remembered something, y'all. If you don't know, I do have ADHD. I'm sure if anybody watches this, they are well aware now. But I get in these states where I can work for 7 or 8 hours straight without getting up, without doing anything. And then the second my interruption is broken. The second I'm interrupted, it is it's really hard for me to get back on track. It takes a little bit. So trust me, you guys are gonna see me be able to lock in really, really soon. Just give me 1 second. I need to find some music that I want to listen to because I forgot I could play it on my phone now. And I'm going with the Deftones playlist. Yeah, we'll do Deftones. And then we're going to get to work. Let's get back to work. Let's do all-time wrestling. Okay. Let's lock in. Galactus, you good? All right, ready. Time. Okay, so let's get red. Let's do red tonight. That's how I'm feeling. Okay. So we have attempt attack. Now what I need to do is find a way. I need to find a way to get whatever move is the current move. So all player actions last. Perfect. So this is the one. Player timer ran out. So whatever I'm doing right here on match, that's what we're sending. So we want to get this all player action list right here. Good. So that's what we'll do is get that last index right there. Nice. Is CM Punk about to win the world title? GTS. GTS. CM Punk is the world champion. What? What? Ah. Wow. Punk. Wow. Can you freestyle about me? Are you serious? Are you serious right now? I don't freestyle anymore. I'm not a rapper. And I really don't want to freestyle because you know how my brain is sometimes. You mess around and say something that you didn't mean to say, but you were just in the moment. So I probably shouldn't freestyle. Oh man, I'm crashing. Right, you know. CM Punk is the world heavyweight champion. Hey, I'm happy for CM Punk. I am. The only thing is that Jay Uso beat Gunther already, so kind of takes away a little bit. This doesn't prove he's the best in the world, though. He would have had that beat Cena at wherever they fought. Saudi Arabia. Is that where they fought? Saudi Arabia? Who is that? Seth Rollins. Oh, he really is on crutches. He really hurt. What do you call cheese that isn't your cheese? Are you serious? Nacho cheese. You hitting me with Hannah Montana jokes? You have to be better than that. Wait, wait, what? Wait, is Seth about to cash in? Yes, let's go. Let's go. Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins and CM Punk. Is he really gonna cash in right now? Wrestling, I'm telling you, it's nothing like pro wrestling. I'm telling you, the roller coaster, the roller coaster. Curb stomp. 2. Seth Rollins, the new world champion. Oh, I did not see that coming. So was it a work the whole time? Was he ever really injured? They did it. I can't believe that. Wow. Apparently, I'm dropping a lot of frames. Nobody's calling in, so I'm leaving. I'm going to go ahead and leave for now. Maybe I'll try it another day. Okay, I have one critique. You know, you always have critiques when you watch stuff. My only critique is this. Yes, that was great that Seth Rollins came and they did the whole swerve and all that stuff. However, when you have oh wait, when was Cody and Cena? Did I miss that? I missed it. I guess maybe that started the show. I came in late. That's good. I have less distraction. But this is the thing. You have Braun Breaker and you have Bronson Reed as two muscles for Seth. Why would they ever wait? SummerSlam is a 2-night event now? Oh, I'm so lost. All right. That makes more sense, but I'm so confused on why that's a 2-night event. But yeah, why not have the muscle? Why beat Punk like that? Is my only question. I think it would have been so much better if they would have had Punk win and everything. He's celebrating, and then in comes Braun Breaker from behind the camera, and you just see the crowd going crazy. So, oh, and then Braun Breaker rises behind Punk. Punk doesn't know. He has no idea. And the camera, all you see is Braun start charging at the camera, bounces off the ropes right in front. Now Punk sees him. Oh crap, it's over. Boom, gets hit with the spear. Now the crowd is confused because wait, why is Braun Breaker attacking CM Punk right now? Now, Breaker, he has Punk on the ground. Maybe he hits him with another spear. He waits and hits him with another one. Bronson comes, hits him with 6 tsunamis, and the fans they're like, oh no, we have to stop this chaos. CM Punk is the world champion. He might not make it till tomorrow. So that happens. Punk is laid out on the ground, and we're thinking that's about to be the end. And then you hear Seth Rollins' music, and it's revealed that, oh, wait a minute, he's at the ramp looking like he's walking, and he has the crutches. And then he just starts shaking his head almost as if he's disappointed in Braun and Bronson. And they're like, what? What do we do? Why are you upset? We whatever it is. And then Seth does the super reveal where he drops the crutches. And then everybody starts laughing. Seth runs to the ring, bounces off the rope. Maybe he even gets a super, now I'm going too far. But he hits the curb stomp. Boom. 1, 2, 3. To me, that would have kept Punk looking strong and smart. Punk looked stupid there. He watched a man who faked being handicapped come down to the ring. He watched him. He literally watched the whole thing. and then tried to give him a weak shot with a title belt, why not just kick him in the knee? I mean, just kick him right in the shin. Triple H still hates Punk. You think so? I honestly, I'll tell you this. I think it was great because they owed, as far as I was concerned, didn't Punk beat Seth at the first Netflix show? Or am I mistaken? All right, we'll toggle pin here. Let's toggle taunt. Northeast Iowa, Megan Fleming. How you doing, Megan? Is it Megan or Megan? Tell me how to pronounce it. Northeast Iowa. Wow. I don't think I've met anybody from Iowa until just now. So welcome. You are the first person from Iowa I think I've ever met. Yeah, Triple H made Punk look dumb and weak. Okay, yeah, okay. So we are in agreement on that. Yeah. I don't know what that was about. That was a weird way to end it. That was a weird way to end it, definitely. Okay, but this is good. Now that SummerSlam is over, I can actually work. Doing good. It's like Megan. Got it, Megan. Well, welcome in, Megan. Welcome to the channel. Are you a game dev or just somebody popping by? What's going on? So we got the taunt button. Let's hide the taunt. Let's hide the taunt button. All right, guys, you'll see me recalibrate real soon. I have to do my, what is it, context switch all the way. And then you'll see me start really focusing in and getting things done to a different level. So we have pin, taunt, recover. Boom, recover. And let's go ahead and do another recover here and toggle recover. Perfect. So that will toggle the buttons. I'm from the south suburbs of Chicago, Illinois. My husband's job brought us to Waverly, Iowa. He's a music therapy professor at Liberal Arts College. Oh, okay. That's awesome. First of all, I love hearing about marriage. I'm a marriage guy myself. I love it. And south suburbs of Chicago. Wow. I'm from Detroit myself. So Midwest. I'm also from the Midwest. That has to be a completely a whole culture change, I would assume, right? Or is it seems like it would be such a shift. I know when we moved to Florida from Michigan, it was a shift. So I would imagine that's quite a shift as far as the way people interact and maybe what's popular there, all that good stuff. Tonight. So we have, what's funny is I have not tested this game in so long. I've just been working on doing this. So one thing we want to do here, tonight. So calculate stamina cost for attempt. Now this is something that I needed to get figured out, which is going to be our current initiative sequence. I'm checking your message in 1 second. Okay, I just saw. I watch your channel for OCPD and ADHD content. I saw you were live doing the body doubling session. I need to get shut down tonight. By any chance, are you talking? You know what? First of all, welcome in. I think you are one of the first people to ever come in from the actual channel. I typically have people come in from outside of the channel for the live stream. So you're the first person that came from the channel. So welcome. And secondly, I will talk about anything you want to talk about. That's the thing. If you want to call in, I can open the call in link back up. If you prefer not to call in, then you can always drop the message in chat. And if I start to lag at all, just let me know. because it says I'm dropping 25% of my frames, and I'm not sure why. So, any questions? Feel free to ask away. And if you want to hop in, we can get on a call live, and I can put that link back up. But this is great because I would love to just know, more about what if you're dealing with any struggles or what things you're actually trying to get done. This is great. Okay, so we have our player timer ran out. So attack card. So what we need to do is inside of W match, we need to go to our event graph here. Update waiting window. Okay, this is what I was doing here, was updating the waiting window for everything. Because I think this is an easier thing to solve for now than a lot of other things. So here, let's go ahead and just knock all of these out, clear all of these out. And that is because these cannot be activated until after you do the attack. Next thing we have is attacker choose initiative action post attack fail. Right. So this is a little bit different because this one is going to say so I need to choose an initiative action since it failed. Okay. Okay, let's see what we have going on. My daughter is sleeping tonight, so I can't call in. I need to work on our family budget, bill planning, and finances. I've been avoiding it for 7 months and I need accountability. Okay. So, if that is the case, I actually have great news for you, first of all. That is great that you're going to be working on money stuff. Money stuff is also something I really love to do and talk about. I will always say I'm not a financial advisor. I just talk about what works for me and common sense stuff. What I would recommend you do though is I have Jira. I'm not sure if you've heard of Jira. I've talked about it before. But let me actually send the link. Oh yeah. I have a button that can do that now. Give me a second. So chatbot Jira. What we can do is this. I sent over a link to Jira, which is what I use as my task management software. And a lot of people only use it for businesses, for big companies and things like that. But I actually use it to manage my life because, as you might know, I have ADHD and OCPD. So I'm very, very motivated, but I have a hard time staying structured and staying on task sometimes. So this tool allows me to do everything I need as far as planning out my life. Now let's see what else you put. So I would recommend, first of all, not downloading, but setting yourself up in Jira. If you need any help with Jira, let me know. Now, the second thing is this. Every single Sunday, so tomorrow's live stream at 1:15 p.m. Eastern time, I actually walk you through how I set up my Jira. So we go through everything I did for the week. We close everything out. We do a retro, so we review how everything went and if there are things we need to change going forward. And then we plan for our upcoming week or our upcoming sprint. So a sprint is just an increment of time. So we plan for our upcoming sprint. And that is why I think if you get that set up, then you can start tuning in on Sundays, and that gives you the accountability that you seek. The third thing, every Thursday, and you'll see the notifications. So make sure you have all notifications on for the channel. I go live every Thursday and we do a midweek check-in. So that's a great way if you want to just see, okay, how am I tracking so far this week? Am I on task? And you're going to be surprised. You actually probably get a lot more done than you give yourself credit for. Now, let me see the other thing you put in here. So I'm in a situation at my new job that I started in June, okay? I think my OCPD is surfacing, and I'm wondering if I should disclose to my boss or if she think I'm using it as an excuse. So now let's be real with ourselves. This is a great topic. Let's be real with ourselves. What is the purpose of you disclosing it to your boss? What are you hoping to achieve by telling your boss about, I'm guessing, the fact that you have OCPD or the OCPD traits? What is your goal with doing that? With doing that? Okay, I'm very neurospicy. I've got ADHD, autism, OCD, OCPD, bipolar 2, depression and anxiety. Holy cow, it looks like way too many diagnoses for one person. Well, if you have traits, you have traits, you know. It might really feel like it sucks, but I think one of the best things that you can do is understanding that you have it is one of the first things, because now you know how, first of all, you know a lot more about yourself. And secondly, you know that you can start trying to implement new strategies to help yourself out. At the end of the day, most of everybody's life is about hacking their brains. I think with a lot of disorders, we actually get some benefits of being able to hack our brains to different degrees. So, although you might have a lot of things that suck with it, a lot of difficulties that come with it, I definitely think that there's still a way where we can get you where you want to get, especially mindset wise. You're trying to make the steps. But yeah, I'm really interested to know what the goal would be of telling me nah.
Are you live?
And we live. Let me see. Where am I in? Call in. Let me do call in big like this. There it is. So now we live. Okay. Now what you talking about?
Nothing. Failed. I don't know what happened. But here's the swing.
Hold on. Say it again, cause it's like you were cutting in and out when you started saying it.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah. We were you saying?
I was saying, oh, you talking about the story, or you talking about what I was
Yeah,
saying?
your story.
Oh, yeah. I was saying, I remember this time, and I still think about it to this day because it was funny. Uh, when I think it was around the time we first met,
Uh huh.
and you had showed me a concept that you had built. I didn't know you built it. I didn't know you built it. It was like a UI or something. And I was
Oh,
like,
oh,
I
with
said
cash doll.
something, man. I can't remember exactly. But I said, whoever did that, man, I got you because I don't know what they
He
sold
said
it
it's
to you.
trash. I was
And
like, that
then you
was
said,
me.
and then you said, I did that. I was like, oh shit.
Wait a minute. Hold
I was like,
on.
I was like, oh no, no, I didn't mean to. It's all look, it's cool. I tried to
Hold
save
it.
myself. Like, nah, it's too late. I already dug a hole.
Nah, it's funny. It's funny because I'm trying to. I can remember exactly what you're talking about because I remember that's when I first was trying to do game development and I was doing Detroit on Fire. That's what it was
Yeah.
called. And I remember I had all this fire in the background. It was fire and Tombstone. I don't know why. I know exactly what you're talking about. And I had Cash Doll on there. Cash Doll was on there with just because the character models I was using Dad Studio. And the character models for Dad Studio, they didn't have the women clothing yet. So she just had on underwear and like a weave that was covering her body. And she just sitting there posing. That's wild.
Yeah, I remember
Dude,
that.
I got scammed. The first time I tried to make games, I got scammed.
Dang.
But this right before I met you. That's why I was like, you were godsend because you know how hard it, bro. You know how hard I told you how I didn't even have money to get an Xbox. So can you
Mhm.
imagine getting scammed? That was horrible.
Yeah.
And I got scammed for
Yeah.
$1,200. It wasn't cheap.
Damn.
When I, especially when you broke. I'm not making a lot of money. I don't even know where I got $1,200 from. Like I honestly don't know. I might have had to ask for that money or something because I don't know. Oh, you know what? I know what it is. I was doing payments. I was doing a payment plan. That's what it was. I was doing a payment
Mm.
plan because I was like, I had to have had the money. I didn't have it all at one time. Yeah, 1,200, and I know now it seems like a lot less, but back then, when you getting like what? How much was it? $200, $300 every 2 weeks, and you got to pay for gas, food, other stuff. It was just crazy. I remember selling my clothes. They had a Plato's Closet, and I would sell my clothes from high school and get some money to go get hot and ready. Say and try to scrape up some change to get sprites. But all of my money was going into the games because I was like, nah, this is the future. But yeah, it was a guy, and he was in a different country, and he told me he was gonna build the whole game for I think $12,000. $12,000. That's everything. Animations, UI, all of that stuff. And he
And you
started
know that.
working. Huh?
Uh, oh, okay. No, no, go ahead. I was trying to get a time frame. Go ahead.
Yeah, so the time frame, this is definitely 2014. And this is probably right when I'm coming back out of summer break. So early fall 2014. And yeah, man, we started working and it started taking him forever to send me stuff. And I'm telling you, I'm not seeing nothing. And this before we had GitHub. I didn't have any contracts in place, none of that stuff to really hold anybody accountable. So I never forget. I said, "Are you making this game or not?" Because I don't even know what's going on. You keep talking about money and all these excuses, yet I'm not seeing progress. And then he blocked me on everything.
Bruh.
He blocked me on everything. I was mad. I started trying to find him everywhere. I'm like, how you gonna take my money and block me? I'm putting in a refund request that it block me again.
Dang.
I was like, this is and you gotta think, I got the whole city attention right now because they saw the game characters and they just so now I'm just coming to the realization that it's over. I'm not getting that money back. It's done. So I had to suck it up. I think I tried like 3 months later. When time got tough. I said, "Can you be a man of your?" I said, I tried to hit him with the sympathy morality. I said, "Can you just be a man of your word and send the money back?" That I don't know why you would take money from me. I'm not a rich billionaire. You didn't do anything. Just give me the money back. And he's like, "Okay, I'll send." I don't even know how. At some point, I had to have got to him through his email or something because he was able to tell me he was gonna do it, and then he never did it. But whatever the case might be, man, I wish that I could have understood it from his point of view to understand if he was really trying to scam me or if I was just being a pushy young dev who didn't know what they were doing. Either way, I would have just sent the money back. I don't believe in holding people's money
Yeah, no, that's definitely a scam
for stuff.
because I ain't never done no mess like that. I
I
don't
know
know
that's how it
anybody
still
who done
work.
no mess like that.
Yeah, Arachnid Soul, a catfish game deal. Yes. So my advice to any young game devs out here in the world trying to make games is vet the people you work with. And second of all, honestly, you tell me what you think about this. I don't believe that you should make a game right away by paying people to make the game for you. I actually think that it makes more sense for you to learn about how a game works from the inside out as much as you can, and then try to get a team together. What do you think about that?
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that because I was fortunate enough to already have that knowledge coming into 2010s. You know,
Yeah.
like I was already working with Unity. I was already working with. See, I used to talk down about myself, like I wasn't that good of a programmer, and I used to always tell people, like, I'm not that good of a programmer. But it's like, nah, I was actually pretty decent.
Why did you say you weren't that good of a programmer? Where did that come from?
Because I didn't feel like I could match up to people I thought were better. You know what I mean? Like it was
Like imposter
people
syndrome?
I guess so.
All right,
It's
keep
like
going.
I would look at people, like the other game developers were doing these amazing things. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm not on that level because I'm not doing all these amazing things. But it's like, no, I can write the code. I know how to write code. But yeah. But I'm just saying, I'd already knew how to do that stuff coming in, and so when you met me, I knew how to do it. But I think I even told you I'm not that good of a programmer. So you want me to do other stuff? I can do that. You
I mean,
know, I could.
I don't know. You might have, but honestly, I don't think you did because I didn't know how to program, so I wouldn't know why I would have worked
Mm.
with you if neither one of us knew how to program. The game wouldn't have got made. I think what it was though is when I first started working on Detroit on Fire, I was using the UFE Universal Fighting Engine. So I think it was where you would have just had to take it and tweak it. And that might have been you might have told me like I'm not really a programmer, but if this is what you need, I could take it and put the people in and set it up. That might have been what it
Yeah,
was.
because see, the craziest part is right. Like I know this other guy. He's working on a fighting game, and it's on Steam.
Uh-huh.
He's working on a fighting game with the same one. And I built this whole system to break the floors. Like so, when you do certain moves, it'll break the floors. You can fall through the floors and all different stuff.
What?
Whole destruction thing. And I was like, I still told people I'm not that good of a programmer. I'm like, bro, do you know what I did? Like this is crazy.
And now you, man, you what you just said is, again, not diagnosing. I really don't care about the terms, but it's the traits.
Yeah.
It's as if somebody would have told you you were a good programmer, would you even have believed them?
At the time, no, I can't say that I would have. I would have been like, no, I would have made all kind of excuses. I would have told them, no, because I can't do that, I can't do this, and I don't know this, and I don't know that. But you could say that that's a symptom of not realizing what programming is. Because see, I had this idea because I didn't go to no school. I wasn't. Yeah, I didn't go to college for this.
Yeah,
So I had
that's.
this idea that there are so many things that you have to know that I just didn't know. But I was like, no, I know everything I need to know. And then you got to keep moving with the industry. Like I know that now,
Mhm.
after so many years of working, like I know that now. Like you got to keep moving with the space. You can't know everything. It's impossible.
What you and what you said, man, that's so crucial because we a lot of times we deflect positive feedback because we don't believe it. We don't truly believe it, and we
Yeah,
try to outwork our lack of confidence in certain areas. So we try to keep
yeah,
working and working and working and proving to ourselves that we are what people say or we are as good as the other people. And then you get to a point where the more work you release or the more work you do but don't release confidently, it's as if you start reaffirming all of those negative thoughts that you had. And I remember getting in that same cycle when when it comes down to gaming because we basically come from two. Because were you more of an artistic person? I know you said you were a programmer.
yeah.
Were you
So
more on the
I was
artistic
more
side of things?
confident in the artistic part than I was in the programming part. I thought the programming part was more complicated. I was overcomplicating the programming part. So that's why
Okay.
when you met me, I was doing a bunch of SketchUp work. I was doing work. You remember that?
Yeah, no, but that's the thing. But that's what's so funny. That's where I was. So I was literally about to say I was always on the artistic side of everything. I've always
Yeah,
drawn since I was a little kid, and I remember I learned Google SketchUp when I was in 10th grade.
yeah,
I taught myself at home how to use it because I wanted to start a wrestling company in 10th grade. And I'm over here, man. I had contracts to have students signing contracts to join. It was called Teenage Wrestling Federation. And we and I remember I was trying to get a $60,000 loan to get a building. I was my ambition was delusion, but it was really that whole thought of this is the world I came from learning on my own. And the world teaches us that you don't really know something unless you pay to get that knowledge, right?
yeah,
So that is what it seemed like when it seemed like we were cheat. It seemed like we were hacking the system, hacking our way in. And when you hack anything, you just waiting on the hack to get exposed and weaseled out. So I didn't that whole confidence thing, the imposter syndrome. That was the only reason I went to college or went back to college to Full Sail. I went back to Full Sail to get a degree in game art because I knew I like doing 3D modeling. I really love 3D modeling stuff out. I could because my attention to detail. Where I
yeah.
could look at something and I can literally 3D model it exactly how I looked in the picture.
Right.
And you probably saw that. I think I even showed you because before I learned anything about Maya, I was doing after SketchUp because SketchUp is like where you start and then you're supposed to get a real software after that.
Yeah.
And I was using it inside of Unity. It was a it was a
I remember
plug-in in
that.
Unity. You Pro
Yeah.
Builder.
Yeah, that's what it
Pro
was.
Builder.
I remember that.
You remember? I built
Yeah.
the arena in Pro Builder because I paid somebody to do it and it did not look close. It didn't look anything like what I sent. And I said, I could see every detail and I said, why does it not look how I sent the picture? It doesn't look like it. And I said, let me just,
I
I'm gonna
think that
mess around.
was. I think okay. I think that was me.
It was you. It was you,
Yeah, I
Justin.
think that was me.
As I was saying
I
it, I
remember.
was
I remember
thinking,
somebody telling me, "Oh, that's a boxing ring." I was like, "Oh,
oh yeah, you put
I
it in
didn't
a
know.
boxing ring.
I didn't know the
Yeah,
difference."
4 ropes. Hold on. Let me read this comment real quick. The crazy thing is you're sitting there not thinking you know too much about code, then someone sit there and talks about code and asks you a question and it's like, what? How do I know this? LOL for I know exactly. That's exactly how it is, Real Duck. And yet, Arachnid, Justin made a wrestling ring that had 4 ropes. He damn near probably put the New Japan Pro Wrestling turnbuckle pads, the long ones. It was funny because it was you. I remember I have that image burnt because it looked like a boxing ring. And I don't what did I tell you? I probably told because I'm like, I'm
You
not good.
said, "Nope, that's a boxing ring."
I'm
And
the
then
type of
you
person
went and did
where
it yourself.
I did it myself.
Yeah, because I ain't gonna lie, I didn't know the difference because I never followed wrestling.
Y'all
Boxing I
want
know about, but wrestling I didn't.
I'm gonna tell y'all something about Justin. And this is why I think we get along so much and we work so much is because we got some of the same tendencies. But Justin brought out the worst of my ADHD and OCPD and the best of it at the same time. Because he would go and do some crazy impressive stuff. I'm talking about. I sent you an Icewear Vezo model. You sent me a video of him walking around with like one of the Detroit neighborhoods and jumping and stuff. I'm like, what? How you do this? I'm so and then I'm like, now can you model this? And then he sent me that. I'm like, I'm so lost. I don't get it. I'm so lost. But when I say it brought out the worst and best, the worst for the OCPD is we suck at delegating and then we wound up just saying we do everything ourselves. So it brought out the worst, but then it also brought out the best because had I never had that opportunity that day, then I never would have really been doing 3D modeling because that was the
Yeah,
first time I really stepped into it and said, "This look good." I was like, "This look." It looked exactly how the pictures were, and I know I have it somewhere, but that's the type of thing that you have good people around you um, you have good people around you, but Justin is really like a brother from a whole nother world because, like I said, we never met in person, but we've always been in contact. So it's just I don't even know how we stayed in contact. How did we stay? How did we even move to Discord?
I
Like,
have
did
no
we
idea.
lose contact at some point and get it back?
Uh, I think it was Facebook because we've been friends on Facebook ever since.
That is okay. That
Yeah, and
makes a lot of
I think
sense.
I must have clicked one of yours something. I clicked something on YouTube or maybe it wasn't YouTube. It was something on your Facebook. I can't remember,
Maybe it's
but
when I was
I
doing
clicked.
Twitch way back then.
Oh,
I
and
think
Patreon. I've been subscribed to your Patreon for the longest too.
Oh yeah, my old one. Are you still on that? Cause I don't even have
I,
access to
I
that account.
should I should still be on that Patreon. Yeah, I never canceled it.
Damn, I might owe you some money then. I don't even know
No,
what
you
you.
good.
I don't even know what tier you did on that one. I had to check it out because I don't even know if
I
I
think
have access.
I think it was $1, and you were signed up on mine too, so it kind of
Okay, all
canceled
right,
out.
okay, all
Yeah,
right.
it
We
canceled out.
support it. We support it for support. Let me see something.
Yeah.
Pull this up real quick. It's funny, I still have old files. I still kept everything in my drive, my Google Drive.
Oh snap!
I'm trying to see right now. Okay. Hey, at any point, if you gotta go, let me know. I know you got the fam. Let me see
No,
something
no,
real
I'm
quick.
good. I'm
All
probably
right.
be here all night working on
Okay.
this Voldemort game.
Voldemort. Oh,
Yeah.
Voldemort. I got it. That's what you said earlier. I was like, what word did he just say? Because I missed it, but I just went along with it because I was like, I'll probably catch it if you say it again. Okay. I got you. So hold on. Let me do this. Let me delete. I'm moving something to the trash because it's my ID. And I don't know if it's old or not. That's crazy. I'm really looking at these old pictures and files, and I'm trying to find the ones. Hold on. I
I
tried to
still
do a
got old pictures of
Kickstarter.
Detroit on fire. I
Oh
still
yeah,
got
I'm
them
gonna have to
pictures.
see them too. I'm definitely gonna have to see those. So let me
Yeah, on
pull
my
this
Google
up.
Drive and some of my
Uh, you remember indie scene wrestling? Were you on that at
yeah,
all?
I do. That's
You
the one I
remember that?
built the boxing ring for?
Oh yeah, what I'm talking about. What you talking about? We literally just talked about that. Um, I'm over here because the game evolved so much. I'm thinking about different parts of it. Look, you remember you sent this to me?
Where you putting it at?
I put it in. I'm sharing it in the stream.
Oh, on the stream. Okay,
Oh my
hold on.
bad. You're not in the stream, are you? Let me share my
I
screen
gotta
on
go on
here.
YouTube. I gotta go on
Okay,
YouTube.
all
Hold
right.
on.
Go
Yeah, I can
YouTube.
see. Oh, I remember that. Yeah, bruh, that's
Hold,
crazy. I remember that. Yeah,
hold
I
on, my
still
wife
look
calling. Let me make
good.
sure everything good. One second. Hold on.
Oh yeah, go do that.
All right. No, my wife. She was like, she was checking on me because the streamer cut out, so she didn't know I went back on. But
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
you remember? So you say you remember that?
I remember that.
Hold
Hey,
on.
I'm gonna
All
need you
right.
to send those to me. I need my portfolio back.
All right. I'm gonna download this. I'm gonna download
that's
this.
that's some old Unity stuff right there.
That say Unity 4. That said Unity 4, like that's the new thing. Hold on, I'm gonna find something else. I'm gonna find something else for you. Okay, so it is indie
I
scene
remember. I remember
wrestling.
putting that tag on there, Unity 4. I remember. I remember doing that.
You remember actually editing it. Look, this is
Yeah.
indie scene wrestling.
Please tell me you got that boxing ring that I'm.
I wonder if it's in there. That's a look using UFE. I forgot this was trying to use UFE. House of Truth Arena. No, it's the House of Truth Arena, I think.
No, that's yours right there. I
Yeah,
hate do
this
that one.
one. So this one so this was Google SketchUp right here. You can tell by
Hmm.
the half done fridge. Um, no, funny story though. Funny story. That arena actually made it in markout.
Mm.
I reached back out to the people the wrestlers that I had and the owner of House of Truth, and I got the wrestlers to sign a contract, sent them a little bit of money, and next thing you know, I got House of Truth in there because I told them I was putting them in a video game, and I wanted to be a man of my word. Look at this. You did you know about this though? You ain't see this.
Let me see it. The string a little behind, so give me a
Okay,
second.
I'm gonna leave it up.
Oh, this is where markout came from, right?
So I'm gonna tell you, it's kind of so. This still indie scene wrestling, but I don't know
Mm-hmm.
if I ever told you. You heard of the Young Bucks?
The Young Buck. Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, they made
You had
AEW.
paid them to do mocap, didn't you?
I paid them to do mocap, so they actually mocap. They came to House of Truth. I remember that era of Ring of Honor. Yeah, man, that was a great time. That was a great time in indie wrestling. I paid them to come do mocap, and they did the Meltzer driver to me. So that was they mocap themselves hitting me with the Meltzer driver, and I want to have. I built character models for them, had them in the game. I built the Ring of Honor arena and all that. I thought I was just man. I was like, oh, I'm good at this 3D stuff. And that's when I'm telling you, hold on, I'm gonna pull up the arena. Okay, this the arena we were talking about right here. This the one I made. So
Yeah,
this
yeah.
was
The
the
one I
arena
made was
right here.
terrible.
But
I
now
had no idea. Uh,
but now Justin, he goes and when I make stuff, he goes and takes it to the next level. They called that move the Indie Taker for a long time. Yeah, it was the Indie Taker. I completely forgot about that. That's a hidden gem right there. Indie Taker. Oh, Jay Lethal. Look at this Jay Lethal. I made a Jay Lethal. I was trying to get the ring. I was trying to get the rights to do a Ring of Honor video game. That's what I was trying to do.
yeah.
And I was so close, but so far at the same time. The reason I was close is the House of Truth. The guy who runs House of Truth, the training school,
Hmm.
he was Jay Lethal's manager, and he was also the booker for Ring of Honor. But I think I
Mm.
blew it being a mark because he said, I'm going to set you up with a meeting with Hunter. And I said, Triple H Hunter? And he was talking about Hunter, I guess Delirious maybe. The guy
Mm.
who actually owned was running Ring of Honor at the time was who he's gonna set me up with, and I messed it up being a mark who showed I didn't know what I was doing, and that was kind of that dated that when I was younger. Uh, Delirious was Hunter, so that's who he was talking about was Delirious, and I was like, I was that close, but it's good, you know. I think
Yeah.
opportunities. I think you kind of sniff stuff just to see what you can do, and then you realize, oh, I wasn't equipped with what I would have needed to make that successful, anyways. Look at that. Jay Lethal, I had made it, but you could tell. Oh, You remember putting me hip to Substance Painter?
Yes, I remember that.
You changed my
I remember
life.
that.
You changed my life. I'm not
I
even
remember that.
joking. Justin, y'all, before Justin taught me about Substance Painter, I used to edit everything in Photoshop. Every single text, I used to have to line it up. So with all the rappers that had all these tattoos, I had a template where I had it color coded where the tattoo would fit in the body, and I used to have to spend all of these hours lining up the chest to the shoulder because this is where they decided to split the UV. And you could, man, and you showed me that thing, and I said, "This is real." Certain tools you don't even believe are real.
Yeah, I didn't believe it was real when I first saw Substance. I'm like, what?
You
Like,
got
what
me.
the heck is
Look,
this?
this is the real arena, by the way.
Yeah, yeah, I remember seeing that picture. I remember seeing a lot of these pictures.
Yeah, I think I might have sent the folder, and yeah, man, it was dope. I got
Yeah, I think you sent me some of this stuff because you're trying to get me to model it.
yeah, but
But
that's
actually, no, you didn't. No, you didn't send me that. You just told me to do a wrestling ring, and that's what I did. The boxing ring, 4 ropes.
hit me with the 4 ropes in that boy. Hold on, I'm seeing if I got some. I know I got some Detroit on Fire stuff in here. Oh, you knew about the failed Kickstarters? Yeah, you knew about those
Yeah, I remember. I remember when dude said you was a scam
scammer,
starter or something like that.
dude.
I
He
remember that.
said,
Yeah,
man, he made a whole article. You remember the day? Like you remember it back then, or you're saying you remember me recently telling you about it?
I remember that back then. I remember you telling me
Really?
that back then. Yeah, you told me that when it happened.
How did I react? Do you
You
remember?
didn't seem to be distraught about it. You were just like, I gotta rework this and I gotta up it and change it and do this and do that because I can, I think you was understanding about why somebody would say that.
That's good. You just gave me perspective I didn't have. I know I didn't crumple. I thought I put an extra chip on my shoulder that made me like pissed. And I'm
Mm,
gonna prove I'm gonna shove it down your throat and make the thing
yeah,
anyways, no matter what. So the fact that you're saying that that's how I reacted, I'm actually happy. That's actually good.
yeah. That's how you
Yeah.
reacted.
Yeah, it was just all right, we gotta make it better.
Yep.
That's
And
what
so
man, I
I was like, hey, uh huh.
I got so used to rejection at that point, man. It's just after Xbox and Kickstarters, all the Kickstarters failed. Look at this. So this is what I did when Justin taught me about substance. This when I start making these wrestlers. And then watch
Yeah, I
this. Look,
remember that. I remember that.
you remember the sweat?
I remember when you started doing everything. He was like, I gotta do sweat, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. I was like, okay,
Bro, I
I
was
see.
like, this next level. Then I watched one tutorial on how to texture faces, and they start doing all these little red dots and blue dots for cool and warm spots on the face. And I was like,
I
I could
remember
do that.
I remember I
Look at
remember
this.
I tried doing it too, and I was abused the blue and red. I was like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing.
I love, man, the blue and red was my favorite trick to do because once I understood,
Okay.
you remember this one?
Here's Here's a funny story. This picture just reminded me of something funny.
What?
Whenever you sent me a character that had these normal maps that were extremely bumpy, I was like, "Oh my, you gotta fix that, bro," because it was crazy how much bump you had in them damn normal maps. I was like, every single time this man sent me a character, and I'm opening it up, looking at it, it's bumpy as hell. And I'm like, "Ain't
I,
no
I, I had the normals on 100,
way."
100 depth. Look, if I had the specular was on 100, zero roughness, 100 metallic. Appreciate you, Arachnid. Look, this is actually cool. This is actually a lot of fun. Hold on, let me see. I still had a Kickstarter pictures in here from the wrestling Kickstarter. Hold on, let me show you this. I actually have these. I made all these graphics. I was like, oh, I'm definitely getting funded. I was like, look at this picture. How do you not fund that game?
Yeah,
It's
yeah, I
not clear.
remember
It's
that.
not
I
clear
remember.
anything.
I remember that picture right there. Definitely. I don't know why, but I looked at that a lot.
This one, it was a motivational, or you just say because that was the Kickstarter front page of the Kickstarter.
I just think I kept staring at what you was doing
Uh,
because I think because we always talk about it, and I would share with other people too. I'm like, look, boy, Shannon, he doing this thing. He got a Kickstarter going. I might do me a Kickstarter too, and I just kept looking at it like, oh, that's inspiring, you know?
what? That's
Yeah,
dope.
because I mean, you doing something that because I knew about Kickstarter, right?
Hmm.
But I never had the guts to get myself on Kickstarter. I just couldn't. And, and part of me is glad I never did because Kickstarter hard to maintain. But
Yeah,
it was still inspiring because it's like, damn, at least you doing it, you know.
that's real, brother. Hold on, that's real. I didn't. Now that's funny. I didn't know I had anything that was inspirational like that for you. So, um, glory to be to God on that one. Let me hold on. Let me cut these bright. See the lights. That's the thing. If I switch my lights, dang, this is extremely bright right now. Is it me? Why is it so bright? See, there we go. Trying to take my eyes out. Yeah, I was trying to put it up so we because you don't have your camera on anyway, so I could put that there. Yeah, you saw that
Yeah.
flashbang? It said boom, let there be light. So let me I pulled it up on my other screen so I can be able to sift through pictures and know what's coming next. Cause I don't know. I don't know what's
Yeah.
on there. I had this thing since 20, how long? Hold
Some
on.
years.
Where am I at now? Okay. Okay. I'm in Grind City. Oh yeah, that was the name of the company, Grind City Gaming Studio.
Yeah, I remember that.
I was like, that's the
What'd you call
hardest name.
yourself? It was D hype or something like that.
You remember that? Oh man, Scrappy D Hype.
Yeah, I remember everything, man.
That's wild. I had no idea you remember Scrappy D Hype.
I still remember your old substance password.
Don't say it out loud.
I ain't gonna say it out loud.
Cause it might still be it. It might still be the one. Hold on.
Yeah.
There was a streamer that has a flashbang redeemed to blind them. That's low key funny. I would do that. I would do that. He just in the chat, Shrew Duck said there's a streamer that has a flashbang redeem to blind
Mhm.
them while they play games. That's actually funny. Okay,
That is
now
funny.
watch. I'm about to step through this. I know what picture is coming next, so we're good. Hold on. That was look. These were the shirts. I said I'm gonna make this shirt and I'm gonna print it and send it to you. I'm gonna
I
send you
remember
this
that shirt.
this ugly picture.
I remember that shirt, bro.
I said Skype. I said Skype called me. You get
Yeah,
beta and
yeah, that's
alpha.
Skype.
Huh?
I remember that Skype. Boy.
Skype. It's funny. My I was about to say my girlfriend, about to get in trouble.
Uh-huh.
No. So my wife, we actually, I might put this up as a podcast. This could possibly go up as a YouTube podcast too. Now I'm thinking about it. It sounds like a podcast, but my wife, when we were dating back in high school, I
Mhm.
was broke, but I still worked every Saturday, and I used to make $20 every single Saturday installing glass and doors in Detroit in the cold, and then it went up to 50 when I asked for a raise. But I remember I saved up my money for Valentine's Day, and I bought her a webcam so we could go on Skype. So
Uh-huh.
that's my funny Skype. That's my fun Skype story is we used to use that. My wife and I used to use that when we were in high school to actually video chat.
That's
Whole
dope.
lot of fun. Okay, so yeah, that was I was trying to do wallpapers. I said 20 wallpapers from any device. Your name in the
Yeah.
credits. A personal thank you from us. Nobody cared about that. You know what's funny? I think people just didn't see this. I don't. I think it still sucked. Kickstarter sucked, but I honestly don't think a lot of people even saw the Kickstarter. Believe it or not,
Mm.
because a lot of this stuff I didn't get. Normally if it's a trash Kickstarter and a lot
Mhm.
of people see it, it's a lot of people crapping on it. But it
Yeah.
didn't even get that. I think people just didn't even know it existed, except for him making that article and he was like, "Oh, this guy is this. He's gonna do this. He's gonna do that." Okay, so let's see. Let me keep going. All right. So that's Kickstarter info, weapon info, blue dummy, BVH files. Oh yeah, I still have a whole bunch of wrestling animations that I need to put the uses on. Okay, here we go. Here's the Detroit on Fire stuff. So this was a concept screen. This is when I
I
thought
remember that.
I start trying to be sweet with it. You see what I did
Yeah.
with the background?
Yeah.
I took all the Detroit album covers and pieced them to stitched them together. And you know what's even wilder? I didn't have the rights to do any of this stuff. I didn't even have any of them on contract. I had no idea what I was doing. That Kickstarter would that kid, the guy who roasted me was 150% valid in his roast because I knew nothing about. You got to think, where would we learn about the legalities of this stuff? Um,
Yeah, I think he called it a shit starter. I think that's what he called
he did call it a shit starter, didn't he? That's
it.
exactly what he called it. He called it a shit starter.
Yeah. That's
Dude,
funny.
he called it a shit starter. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna react to that again. Like now that I have a YouTube channel about game dev, I'm gonna react to that because I think that's crazy. He called
Yeah.
it a shit starter, and me being so literal, he said he's probably just gonna use the money for um boobs and drugs or something like that, stripper. And I replied and I said, I don't even smoke or drink. I don't know why you said that.
Right.
I didn't realize that was a saying that people just say. I thought he was actually being literal. And I'm like, no, I'm actually gonna use the money to make a game. But I did reread it when I got older, and I saw he said, I don't know if it's, I don't know, I don't think it's an outright scam. I think it's just ignorance. He doesn't know what he's doing. And that was valid. I did not know what I was doing. That's 100%
Yeah.
valid. But what I will say is this: every single game that I had a Kickstarter for, whether that is Detroit on Fire or it was Spot Callers, aka Indie Scene Wrestling, none of my Kickstarters were funded, but the games got made. The games got made.
Yeah.
So if anything, it should show resilience that somebody who failed and said, hey, no, we're not gonna give you any money. Figure it out. Figured it out. Got the right people in play if that was needed. Found money, learned how to do things on my own, and things get done. So I can look at Kickstarter and laugh because the projects got finished. But back then I was hurt because I said this was this was the only way I was gonna get it done. I thought, at least that's what I thought. I didn't know I could learn how to
Yeah.
do stuff.
No, I
No
feel you.
idea. So look at that. So that was that screen. Then now this one it gets sweet. I watched it. Hold on. So that's that. Then look. Ooh, look at this screen. I like you got a little select, and you made this actually happen too. I
Yeah,
probably had a
I
demo
remember that.
somewhere on my hard drive. What'd you say?
I said, yeah, I remember doing that.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't
Not
know
that
how you gonna make it
image,
happen.
but I remember doing the screen in Unity and making it look just like that. I remember
Yeah. And this was the demo I sent. So the demo, the play when they played the demo, this is what they were playing was this one where they could go. So there's a version of Detroit on Fire in my
that. Uh-huh.
physical hard drive with over 70 Detroit rappers. Rappers that are alive and rappers that have passed away, such as what's his name? Dex Osama. There's a story mode in the game. It's a whole story mode in the game with
I remember
voiceovers.
that.
Like this, it's crazy when you really think that this nobody ever got that never reached the light of day. It will never see the light of day. That's a project. That's crazy. All of that work, all of that time. Not in the complaint. I'm not complaining. I'm just in. It's just crazy when you think about it. Makes
No,
you
I
just look at
agree.
everything differently.
I agree. I definitely had some projects like that when they never see the light of day, and that's what I'm saying. Like it's like the more that happens, the harder it becomes to start to continue to do work because then you start to lose morale. But it's like I don't know how I've maintained morale this whole time. I had somebody ask me that one time. They was like, how do you keep going? How do you keep doing this? I'm like, I have no idea.
I'm gonna tell
Like,
you. I'm gonna tell you what it is. And this is from my perspective on what I think. I forgot we talked about ADHD. Who has ADHD?
oh, what do you mean?
Do
Like
you do
you
you
mean like
have
me and my
ADHD or
husband?
do you have a family member like your father
Oh,
has
my
it?
dad. Yeah, my dad. Yeah.
So if you have it,
Uh-huh.
that answers your question. Because I'm being honest with you because I have ADHD and when I learned about the symptoms, I said that makes sense because with ADHD we are easily inspired. Let me see if I can switch the definition. Go 1080p. Oh no, I'm not buying you right now. It's my first stream. Let me try you out for a little bit. But no, with ADHD, man, we get so easily inspired by everything. So you can walk into a mall. Let me think about something that would be more relative to something you're building, right?
Hmm.
You can walk into a carnival and not be, and you can say, I'm done making games because, games, they take too long and I never push them, da 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 da. And then you start playing one of the games at the carnival where you're shooting the water and trying to see who could beat the person. And then you
And then
see
you get
how
an
much
idea.
yeah, you see how much people are having fun from it. Like you just looking like, oh my god, look how much they're having fun. This is really really fun. It's a good time. And they say this is really fun, but it'd be so cool if it had this one thing, and that's all it takes.
Yeah,
That one thought
yeah.
of if this one experience could have something like this, is all it takes for us to go into, oh, I got a whole world I could build around. You know, that's what it is. So I'm just saying if you
Nah,
have ADHD, that would make sense. I don't know if you actually have that, but that's how it
I've
is for me.
hey, I've done that plenty of times. I don't know about ADHD, but I know I've done that. No, I mean I haven't given up on like I've always stuck to it because it's fun. It was always fun to me to make games, right?
Hmm.
I guess that's the part you got to maintain that feeling that you have about oh this is fun. But I've definitely went places and be like oh I can turn this into a game or I can make it like this or I can do this better. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And do you still, so you say the fun? Because now you got me
Mhm.
wondering a little bit more about how your brain is. Do you maintain that same level of fun while you're making the game all the way through, or does it taper off?
No,
You got to take a break. What is that like?
so I don't like to take breaks. Even if I'm not having fun in the moment doing one task, I'll continue to do it. I'll do it until I complete it. Like I was modeling out a microwave for Voldemort, and
Why? You shouldn't even say what it was.
no. I'm just saying I was modeling out
Okay. The
because I
refrigerator.
could, yeah, a fridge, microwave, all that stuff, just the whole thing. Because I want to. Anyway, modeling out, and I'm just like, right now I'm super bored because it's so easy to do this, and then at the same time it's hard. But then once I got to the end, I started doing the UV maps and unwrapping everything, getting everything to look right in the UVs. I'm like, this feels good. And when I get that feeling, now I'm motivated to move to the next step. And next step is putting it all together inside the level, and then and then while I'm putting it together, I'm like, this looks ugly. But I be looking for like in that moment, I be looking forward to how it's gonna look in the end. Cause I know what I can do. I know what I'm capable of, and I know how I can tweak things. And I'm just like, okay, I know how it's gonna look. I'm make this
So
shadow shine through this window right here. It's gonna look real good.
so that so what you're saying right now, I understand it, but that's kind of cheating because you just started working on this project again, right?
Uh-huh.
So think about something like the vision, right? A game you've been
Uh-huh.
working on for a while. Do you
Very
still
long
have that
time.
same excitement for that, knowing how long you've been working on it? Is that same excitement still there for that?
Hell yeah, I want to listen because it's an ambitious title, and I would say somewhat I was a little delusional about that one, but because of what it is, like I definitely am still excited about that one. Every time I work on it, I get happy. I'm starting looking like, okay, I got this in there. When UE5 came out, I was like, oh shit, I got all these lighting features. I got nanite. I got all this different stuff. Yeah, I was excited, and I
Okay.
still got pictures. I took some pictures of the game of Division when I was working on it. I put dinosaurs and everything in there, and
Uh-huh.
it's on Steam actually. It's on Steam. And I was thinking like maybe I should make this smaller scale, like give you a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and just put it out. But I was like, no, I can't do that because I want to see everything come to fruition.
Yeah, and let me pull it up real quick, just so anybody that's coming to this later, because it'll be a vibe. And then I put it inside of Twitch just now. This is the vision, so go ahead and hit the wish list button,
Sure.
which is
And when I
great.
did that scene, uh
Yeah, I
huh,
wish. I think I'm like I would have wished this, but this is my other account, so it makes this is my dev account, so that's why I haven't wish listed on here. Okay, so you got the dinosaurs in here.
yeah. So this is when I sucked it up and I said, you know what, I'm gonna start buying asset pack because there was a point in time when I was making everything.
Hmm.
I didn't have the time or the budget for that. I'm trying to work like a AAA studio because somebody, because other people want to say like, oh, don't use no asset pack, but it's like that's not the reality. As long as you make your game and you making it right, it's not like a scam game. Nobody cares if you use asset packs.
Yeah,
And,
and
and
that's
so that's when I got over myself and I started using asset packs.
Now, what you just brought up is such a man. That's a whole talking point right there because I know when I told you about Big Fry when I first started
Yeah,
watching him, and how the whole asset flip thing that wasn't even something I heard of before that whole concept,
yeah.
and that is literally the mindset of so many developers. You have people who just asset flip, but then you have people who probably could release a game and use 25% of the 25% assets, bring assets in, tweak them, make them fit, and now you have people not releasing because they think they need to make every single thing from scratch.
Exactly, and that's exactly the road I fell down. Because when I was making the little 2D game for the phones, I made everything from scratch, the code, everything. Like there was probably a few things that I used asset packs from, but I was like, this is so minor that it's not even a problem. Like it was some visual effects because I wasn't a big visual effects person,
Hmm.
so I had bought on the Unity Asset Store some visual effects packs for the screen space effects, and I used that in Highbirds because that was when you guys when your high meter was all the way up and then it started showing you rainbow colors and it's wavy and it's all the different stuff. Um, I did that those effects were done with an asset pack I bought, and but yeah, like I said, I had to get over myself because if you I'm just pull something up. If you go to my YouTube channel and you go to this trailer I put out in 2019, it got like what 60 something thousand views I think.
Yeah, it blew up.
Yeah, and it was all over the place back then. I'm like, what the hell? How did who
I'll
heard
pull it
about
up.
this and who shared it? Because I saw different people's channels and videos with like 1 million views. It was showing. I'm like, what? I'm like, what the hell is this? Oh, that's
So
crazy. Yeah.
so hold on. Let me look that up real quick, and I want you to tell me about that experience. That when that happened, what was that
Man,
react? What was that reaction like for you?
okay. Every time I have to give you the whole timeline. So
Yes.
me and my little sister, we worked on that trailer, right? And we worked on it for 2 weeks because I would have clips from like gameplay sessions that I would record on with NVIDIA Shadow Play. I think I had uh, a 1080 Ti at that time. Yeah, I had a 1080 Ti at the time. So I recorded the clips with NVIDIA Shadow Play, and that's why the footage looks so horrible. And so we'd be editing in Premiere Pro, and every time I look at it, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go over here, I'm gonna record this clip and put this in there. And I kept recording clips and adding clips and deleting clips and all that different stuff, right? And I finally settled on the clips that are in the trailer. And so so I uploaded it, shared it on IndieDB and it's my DB. Um, I shared it. What the hell did I share? I think I shared it on Twitter because Twitter at the time.
Yeah, I
I shared
still
it on
follow Twitter.
Facebook, just anywhere I could. I shared it,
NDDB, Twitter, Facebook.
but I didn't share it on Reddit. That's the place I didn't share it on. And I went to sleep thinking, okay, they don't get that many views, but I just want to make sure that I put something out there. I want to make sure that I start the process. Because I was like, if I don't put this trailer out there, I'm probably not going to work on the game as fast as I want to, Because it's like, and I'll give you another story about that later. But anyway, put the trailer out there, and I was so tired because like 2 weeks, literally no sleep.
Wow.
And as I put it out there, I went to sleep hard. And I woke up, that shit said 15,000 views. I said, what the fuck? I said, hold on a minute, 15,000 views. I said, that's crazy. Okay, just 15,000. Okay, that's cool. It's not a lot of views, but that's like wow. I was shocked. And then I went I went and I searched the name of the game on Google,
Uh
and I found a bunch of articles on like I found a buttload of articles all over the place. Um, it was in Brazil, it was in Europe, It was in all these different. I'm like, whoa, what did I do? Like, what the hell did I shake up? You know?
So you hit the jackpot and you didn't even realize that you applied for it. You didn't even realize you tried to hit the lottery and you hit it.
I really didn't, because I was like, what the world? And I found all these articles everywhere, and people was talking about the game, and they was like, yeah, this is dope, and some people were like, oh, this is trash and this is a scam, and I'm like, oh, I ain't care about that. I'm like, shoot, it's everywhere, it's blowing up. And then come back later, I think it was like 2 days. I find videos. I don't know if these videos are still up, but I find videos of the game being shared on these channels with like a bunch of subscribers, and I saw this one video had like 1.5 million views on it. I said,
Wow.
"What?" Man, I'm
Wow.
telling you, that was overwhelming. I was like, "God, now I gotta live up to that."
Right. That's
I don't
and,
know.
and that's the part that I was curious to know about is that part when you get all of the attention and
Yeah,
now the attention goes from oh man, but this is dope to now I have to deliver something. Cause I went through that with the Detroit game.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
you gotta think nobody was making a Detroit video game. So when I did that, I got Big Sean people calling his people that was signed with him. Got people that never heard of my name before. We doing interviews and everything, but then it's okay, yeah, this is cool. But after I leave this location, I have to go home and try to figure out how to fix a bug that y'all don't even know exists.
Right.
So I want to know what that experience was like for you when you actually figured out now you have to deliver. How did that
Wait, what?
shift what you
What?
had planned for the game?
It wasn't even now I have to deliver. It was more so, um, like, because I was still in the part of conceptualizing how I would deliver it. Because see, I went through many different processes. I was like, should I make a custom game engine? Nope, because that'll take me too much time, and I ain't no way I'm gonna do that.
Uh,
Two was, should I modify Unreal and get the things I need? And I decided on that, and so I modified Unreal Engine. And what I had did was I had built World Partition before World Partition was even in a
wow,
thought in Unreal Engine. So I had built my own World Partition, and the whole point was to have layers of levels where it's like, so because it's a time traveling game, so it's like, well, this, you have this tile over here that can change time periods, because not all the tiles need to change time periods, because like if it's just trees, why would that need to change? You know what I mean?
right,
So I had built that system out, and I was like, okay, this is gonna get done. But the problem with that was that I was kind of building over clunky Unreal Engine systems. So I, because they had what was it, world, not world, but it's not called World Partition, it's called landscape something. I can't remember the name of it. I used to use it all the time. I don't know. It's whatever they had before World Partition. I was using that, and I was writing code into the engine to put my code on top of that, because they had it where it scanned, like the way it worked is it scanned the folder or something like that to find all the levels
okay,
that was attached to it, because what they did was they had like separate levels for each landscape tile. And I was like, okay, I can utilize that. And so that's what I was doing. I was like, okay, I can have different layers inside these levels, and then I can do this and do that, and I can make myself a little editor, and then
wow,
it was clunky. Like I had I got a picture of that editor too, which is crazy. I got a picture of it. And it actually worked. It was clunky, but it worked. And when I say clunky, I mean, because when I say clunky, like everybody else would look at it and say that's smooth. I don't know why you call it clunky, but when I say clunky, I'm talking about like behind the scenes, underneath the hood, it was terrible. I'm like,
L-
oh my god,
like if you
it's
tried to
terrible.
make a change to it, you would break the whole thing type of system,
No, not
or
not that terrible. It was just like, I don't know. I have this little bit of OCD where if my code is messy, I get overwhelmed, and then it's like I don't even want to look at it.
yeah,
So I just call it clunky.
okay,
I'm just like, I don't know if I want to change this, then it might do that. Um, well, it's not that it might do that. It's that I might do this because my code looks like that, and I know myself well enough to know, like, yeah, I might mess something up if I. Oh snap! I remember that. I remember that. Hold on, I'm trying to find a picture of that damn editor because it was
okay.
actually dope.
I'm over here watching the
Um,
trailer. I hold on,
yeah,
I'm still watching it.
Oh, I
Yeah.
was gonna ask you to pull it up so I can see it and walk you through a few things.
Oh, I got you. Hold on. Pull it
Yeah.
up here.
Now those cars and the robots and stuff is asset packs, but the scenes, that's all me. Except for this one. The first scene is not me. The foliage, I didn't do foliage. I was like, no, I'm not touching that because it's too much time. I ain't got time for that. Uh, but everything else, this is back when I'm telling you, I really like I wanted to build everything I could. Where's that editor at? Where did I put the picture at? Oh, it's in my archive. That's right. Okay, that makes sense.
Leaving it just good.
Yeah, I don't know why I had that long black pause in there either. I really don't know what that was. But yeah.
It was
All right,
dramatic
yeah, I
effect.
remember. Yeah. I think that was a mistake. I actually meant to clean that up, but I released it before I could clean it
Why
up.
is my son up? Oh, I think he might be using the bathroom.
Okay, so for that scene when I was on the farmland,
Uh huh.
scene that just passed, I had literally went in there and I built tools to like place all the crops, and I was using spline tools to place the crops. And this is before they had PCG,
Wow. So
procedural
you built
content
all of
generation.
this.
Yeah, that's all manual, and I built it in C++ because it was faster. And
What?
yeah, like all the crops are placed with code. It's not, and it's instances too. It's not. And you can really see that scene better towards the end. But yeah,
Wow.
I built. I had to place all them crops. Yeah, because I was gonna do it by hand. I was like, ain't no way I'm gonna do that by hand. So I just made the tool for it.
Wow. That's crazy. When like
Yep.
you had a
Yeah.
vision for it. So how you had a vision, pun intended, no pun intended when I said
This
that.
scene, okay, that scene right there, this is in New York, and I can show you the reference for that too. But I literally built everything in that scene that you see, everything except for the characters. Okay, except for the characters in the cars. So not everything, but everything.
But the environment,
Yeah. So all the level art, that's all me. Like, and you know, those buildings are extremely detailed. Like
I
if I was to
believe
show
you.
you, if I was to show you my art station, like I took pictures of it later, like after like years later. But what's crazy is all that stuff I built. Just can you guess when I built some of them scenes?
SketchUp.
No, I know I said when.
Oh,
'Cause I released the
uh,
trailer to 2019. Do you think you know when I built some of them scenes?
I would have guessed 2016.
Yep, 2016, 2017. That's what I built.
Ah, hit it on the head. Cause you said that's when you kind of took a break a little bit from releasing the other games. So,
Yeah, so I spent a lot of time working on all this stuff, man. I had a lot of scenes. Like I had
so
a
this whole
lot.
bedroom, you modeled all this stuff out in the bedroom.
Yeah, yeah, everything in it except for the wait. Hold on, you said bedroom?
Yeah.
Oh
Don't add
no.
us.
Okay.
Don't add us. What up? Don't add us. It's like we talking to ourselves. Don't add us. Still looks good. It still looks great. Like when is this, so what is your plan with this? I guess let's talk about this real quick. Cause I'm gonna
So
tell y'all. Justin is a scope hole.
you talking about what?
I'm tired. I said you a scope hole. I don't want to
What the heck
cuss.
is that?
I don't want to cuss and say that
Oh,
but I'm like you are, and it's like I can say that because that's how I am. We get scope hungry, and we keep adding to the scope. As you can see,
oh yeah.
I'm trying to just figure out what is the scope of this game because I remember when I watched it, and I was like, I'm wondering how it was gonna work out, how many years you could travel to, and you was telling me about all this stuff, and I'm like I don't doubt you at all. I'm just trying to figure out how it works as far as the scope of it. What's the limit? Like, what is the limit?
What's crazy is I actually started scaling back the scope once I was like, you know what? I don't feel like building out all this. I was like, I need a small map. I need, but I was like, well, I can't even build all the stuff I need in it, like the AI walking down the streets and stuff. Like I could build it, but it's like it'll take me forever to do that. And AI driving and enter and exit vehicles. I'm like, no, I gotta pay somebody for that. Like, there's no way I can do that. I gotta have a team because I don't do animations. As you know me all these years. I don't do animations. I don't do character animations. Um, three or two. I don't know where I'm at.
Ah, you
I
one of them
I
numbers.
don't. I I don't know. It was just way too big of a game for me to do by myself, and so that's when I had the other idea, Voldemort. This, like I said, 2018 or 19, something like that. And I had that idea, and I thought it would be great, make me some money. I could probably pay this and pay that,
Mhm.
and but at the same time, I was like, I don't know, because only thing I knew was releasing on mobile, and then after that, I was like, okay, well, there's Steam Greenlight. It
For
was mobile or
Vision.
PC.
For Vision.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was like, well, there's Steam Greenlight. No, it's for the Voldemort game.
Oh, okay,
And,
okay,
and,
okay.
and I was like, there's no way that people, because see, my whole thing was that I wanted to impress. Like, my whole point was to impress everybody, all the gamers and stuff. I need to showcase my best work at the best time, because if I do that, then I have more opportunity. And I was like, okay, well, if I can um, build this game out to at least have like a demo that was linear, because I was going to do a linear demo, because like there's no way I can do an open world demo, no
Mhm.
way I could do open world anything, because Unreal Engine didn't have the tools, and I had to build my own world partition system, and it wasn't the fastest, because it had a bunch of individual files that it output, and it's technically kind of like Unreal's one file per actor.
Wow.
If you
Okay.
think about it, it's kind of like that. But it had a bunch of files that it output, and I was like, I don't know, because I have to load this in. And I had used C Sharp to write some of the code, and I had brought that over to Unreal, and it was working, because you can use C Sharp programs with Unreal. A lot of people don't know how to do that, but I do. And I figured that out. I figured that out because I wanted to have like a modding system where you can you can mod with C Sharp, like different elements in the game. And I still want to do that, but damn, I forgot where I was going.
The question was the scope, and now you. This is what happened in the game's development right here. You start thinking about all this stuff. You say, I forgot where I was going. Cause
Yeah. All right. So scope. Right. Right. So with the scope. So I was thinking like this, this is too much to manage. Like all these different files, all these
uh
different tiles, and trying to get all these different time traveling systems working, and working effectively to where it's believable. And then I had to think about this. Well, I don't have cars. I don't have um different outfits for different characters. I don't even have the damn characters like that. I had these were Mixamo
uh
Fuse characters. It's
I
Fuse
remember
characters.
Fuse. They got rid of it.
Yeah. Yeah, they got rid of it. I was like, man, Adobe bought everything and then ruined it. But anyway,
That
I
sucked.
was using I was using Fuse, and um I was like, I don't have everything I need. So I was like, so what should I do? So I was like, oh, okay, I got it. So this is when I scoped it all the way down. I said the only way I'm gonna get this game is if I make a linear demo that people can enjoy, and that they can say, yes, I want to put money behind it, and I want to be on Kickstarter. And I told myself I'm not going to Kickstarter without a demo. So the scope was kind of like a GTA. Well, I guess it still is like a GTA time traveling game, where it's like if you in one map and you can just travel through different time periods in that one map. And that was the whole point. It was like that layering system, and when Unreal 5 came out, World Partition, I was like, oh, that saved me so much effort,
Mhm.
because now I just use that layer system. And yeah, so
So how much do you have left on this? And
how much do I have
yeah,
left?
Evil Interactive LLC. First of all, welcome in. And second of all, let me send you the link to it so you can wish list it on Steam.
Yeah, thank you, thank you.
But Evil Eye Interactive LLC said cool idea. We got game developers that come in here and gamers and stuff. So that's what we're gonna start. talking more about games. So if anybody is ever interested in hopping on one of these panels and just talking games and game development, family life, all that stuff, then just let me know and I'll make StreamYard a consistent thing going forward. I think this will help the channel also, just doing stuff
Yeah.
like this. But
Um,
how far are you now? So when do you do
okay.
you, it, yeah, when do you think you'll release it and how much work is left?
So so it's too much work for me to try to release this on my own. I got to be honest about that. It's too much. So I know I need a team behind it on this project. So I'm not even planning to release it on my own. Like a demo, sure, I can do that. But the actual game, no, it's not possible. But I've already done enough computational tests to make sure that the game is actually feasible on modern hardware.
Hmm.
And don't forget, I did this back on when I had a crappy Intel CPU and a 1080 Ti. And actually, a lot of these scenes I did on a 980M. It's a laptop. So I did a lot of testing on and I got that laptop with money you paid me too. I forgot about
You
that.
know
you
what?
and you and this other guy was paying me, and I got that laptop with that money.
Hey, I'm happy to hear that. Cause I was talking to my father-in-law today, and he said he prophesied it over my life before he knew I was gonna marry his daughter. Ironically, because he's my pastor,
Yeah,
and he said you're gonna be a wealthy man one day. And this was a long man. I was like 11. I had no idea what he was talking about, but
yeah,
it's come to fruition. Then today we talked, and he said God is gonna use you as a vessel for your finances to be able to whatever it is spread and help other people. So you just told me two things just in this conversation, that the finances that my little broke self was able to help you get together, and I'm really happy about that. That's really really good. Now
yeah.
I feel better about those days.
It all come full circle because without getting them checks, it would have been harder for me to do a lot of stuff I did.
Yeah, that's good. That's really dope. I'm really happy about that because I didn't have a lot of money. Good to hear you are a man of faith. Yes, I'm a man. I don't try to push it down people's throats, but I definitely have had my own interactions that have made me stronger in my faith, especially last year. So I do talk
Gotcha.
about my relationship. You will hear me say, "Thank God, thank you, Jesus." I'm appreciative. So, yeah. So I mean, honestly, Evil Eye, sub to the channel if you're here. If you like this type of content, we uh we actually develop games. This is the first.
same,
Yeah. Thank you for the
same
follow.
here.
Yeah,
I'm
this
working
is
on
how
this
it
model
is.
all day.
This is how it is. You work on your game all day, and then before you go to bed, that's when you let all the craziness out. So,
Yeah.
okay, so you say you'll need a team. Now, my question for you is, do you know what type of team you need? Do you know the structure of the team, how long you're gonna need the team, and do you know any of that
Yeah.
stuff?
So so when it comes to I so yeah, programmers, obviously all the basic stuff, environment artists, level designers, all the different stuff. Um, so my whole thing is just to scope down the world, make it flat, make it kind of like a just cause size. You know what I mean? And
Okay.
I know for that you need a pretty hefty team, right? Like not too hefty because you really don't need a too hefty team. And I've learned that from watching other indie studios work on stuff with a small team. So and they actually worked on some pretty decent stuff. Um, but
I
I
got a
just
question for
know,
you.
uh huh.
I know I'm asking 100 questions, but I like to
No,
just
you good.
understand. Do
You
you
good.
think do you think the scope is still going to be as intense if you were to change the art style?
Do I think the scope would be as intense if I changed the art style?
Yeah. So let's say if you still went 3D, but let's say if you went with GTA 3 or GTA Vice City or GTA 3 graphics, where it's more just
The
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 PS2.
the budget would be the scope of the budget would be a lot less.
And is
But
that yeah.
you said is that what?
And would that be something that you would want to do, or would they kill the vision for the vision?
It would kill the vision for the vision.
Okay, all right, all right, all right.
Because this is something I always wanted to build. Like ever since I saw San Andreas on the commercial come across the screen, across the TV back
Mhm.
in what that was 2004, I think it was, or 2000, yeah, 2004. I think when that commercial hit. Um, I saw that commercial come across the screen. I'm like, man, because my brother was he grabbed me. He said, "Hey man, come look at this game." I said, "What the heck is that?" He said, "Look, man, it's a game. You can do anything you want in there." Because we already knew about Vice City.
Uh-huh.
We knew about three, but three in Vice City had nothing on San Andreas.
Right, yeah. San Andreas was a beast.
And he had pulled me to the TV, and I was like, bro, what? You can fly planes,
You could swim.
helicopters, jetpacks, swim, do all this different. I'm like, bro, I gotta have that game. I gotta play it. And I ain't gonna lie, that's what got me into wanting to make games.
I never knew that.
Yeah, it was seeing
That
that
make a
trailer
lot
come
of
across the TV.
that make a lot of sense. So I asked you the question. First of all, thanks for sharing all that, but I just was trying to pick your brain to see where this was, dev wise. But I asked you the question about the art style because I
Mhm.
actually, when I first started doing game development, and you know this,
Yeah,
I wanted everything to look realistic.
yeah.
Everything I built had to look realistic because my inspiration at the time, or my competition in my head
Hmm.
was, what is the name of the game? NBA 2K15 and
Mm.
WWE 2K15. And this is when they
Yeah,
moved to the Xbox One. So
yeah.
all of every single thing was just super realistic. So I knew, I thought that's where I wanted to do all of my graphics in that realm of being really realistic. And this is the first time, honestly, with Retro Game Store Simulator. That's the
Hmm.
first time I took a step back because I was going with realistic characters and all that stuff. And I had Dash Genesis. And I said, I should do something different because everybody's gonna expect realistic because every other simulator is trying to do the same, using the same stuff. And I said, what could I do to stand out? And that's when I found my guy who does my PlayStation 2 style characters. And I said, that's the style. And when I
Yeah.
tell you how much it cut down on scope for me and cost, he charges me $15 a character versus my horror game, the one I'm working on. Each of
Mhm.
those characters I had to pay over $600.
Yep, that sounds about right. But when you really get into them high detailed characters, it costs you about $7,000 a
Oh
character.
yeah, that's crazy. I'm not working with that. You won't, to me, you're not gonna tell the difference for an indie game. It would suck if I spent all my budget on that, but my game was trash. you know that that's been my biggest fear is spending money in the wrong places as an indie dev. If you have all of
Yeah.
the money, and you put it all into this, are you getting? So what I'll tell you, what I did, what I've done a lot is I've spent most of the money for a retro game store simulator, believe it or not, in consulting.
You saying? Oh yeah. Hmm.
It's been in consulting. I work with a consultant, and I'm trying to think of the name. I know his name is Jameson, but I'm trying to think of the name of his company. But I'll share it at some point. But XP something. I forgot it. I'm blanking. Retro games is a good direction. Retro games is a good direction. Yeah, that could be a good direction too. Yeah, I agree with that. But most of my money has come from consultants because I've had three different consultants on this game. I have a guy who I've been working with now for the past 3 months, and I brought two other people in at different points to consult. And it's
Yeah.
all been about, is the game moving in the right direction, and is the game fun? Okay, what do I need to spend more time working on if it's not? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was able to I've spent less than $1,000 on all the characters, and I have over 50 character models in the game, unique character models that fit the aesthetic. Um, I paid a good amount of money for music in the game too. Just licensing certain music to get the vibe of the game. Work we've done, we've done some work for some stuff in the game, and
Yeah.
outside of that, man. Oh, and then my other 3D artist, the guy who did the cinema, and he's done a lot of props. But outside of that, I'm telling you, my scope went down so much. So now I have come to the conclusion that I think I'm doing this for all of my games going forward. I don't think I'm going realistic characters anymore because every game is doing them. Every game is doing them. So it just and then they just released the tool, the Unreal Meta Human.
Yeah.
It's gonna flood the market. Everything is gonna look the same.
Yeah.
Everything's gonna look the same. So
See, that's why I work so hard to make sure that all my stuff looks different. Because I know that if you give the tools that Epic has given a lot of people out like that in the open, you have to do something different. Like you have to make it because see, my realism looks different than somebody else's realism. Like if
mm,
you take a look at Mind's Eye, for example, it's an Unreal Engine 5 game. And then you look at Nightwalk Simulator and you see not even close. You know what I mean? And it's like and I think not just the aesthetic. Um, okay, well, okay, it goes like this. um, dang it, I'm trying to think. So when I had put out a video on Reddit,
uh
and and because I ain't even gonna lie, I didn't expect that video to do anything, but I put it out on Reddit. It went viral, and this is a Nightwalk Simulator that went viral.
so you had two games that went viral?
Two games went viral, bro.
That's crazy. You should be in marketing. What are
Yeah.
you doing?
I don't know what I'm doing,
I
man.
would have had you marketing my games. I suck at marketing.
All I know, I just posted it. That's all I did. And and yeah, it's went viral. But I've been working in Unreal for like what 10 years now. So when I use the editor, I know how to tweak stuff enough to make it look different than everybody else's games, right?
Hmm.
So like even if you look at these trees, if you take a look at the Electric Dreams demo, it looks nothing like that. Even though I think they use some of the same stuff. Um, but I had to make this look unique. You know, I had to make it look not so
Unreally.
um yeah, not so Unreal Engine because I had a lot of people come to me and say your game does not look like an Unreal Engine game. It just doesn't. I was like, good. That's what I was going for because I did not want it to look like a typical Unreal Engine game. I said it has to look like its own, like it's using maybe CryEngine or something better.
Who? He said CryEngine. He said
And it was funny is I was gonna use CryEngine way back in the day. I'm like, no, I can't use it. Nope.
it's dude. I haven't heard CryEngine since I. Oh my goodness, dude. CryEngine was when I first started learning how to do game development. It was CryEngine and Unreal Engine. I was watching CryEngine like, what is this? I have not
Yeah.
heard that in so long. Okay, so that's good. So that's good to know that you are you are getting the feedback that you actually expected with the style. Now we do have a question here from
Mhm.
Evil Eye Interactive LLC, and I opened this up for questions. I love when people can just chat and interact. And I'll
Okay.
float this to you, Justin. So he says, I have been focusing 3 years on multiplayer for Unreal Engine. My question is, how important do you think multiplayer is?
Well, I think we both should answer that question, but I guess I can go first. So I am not someone who sees multiplayer as that important. Because as much as people want to say the single player games are dead, no, it's not single player games that are dead. It's the overly complicated, expensive single player games that are dead. If you got something simple and you're going for something simple and something unique and interesting, then you're good. And because multiplayer is hard to maintain by yourself. If you don't have a team, it's hard to maintain any type of multiplayer, especially one that people can actually enjoy. Because if you have one little error, one little glitch, or something doesn't work, or you shoot and then the bullet doesn't register until like 10 seconds later, then people gonna be like, "Nah, this game is trash, it's a scam," and they're gonna throw it away. But single player, you can't mess that up. The only thing you can do with that is you mess up to performance, and that's another thing that I worked on hard. But I will get in that later.
No, that was a good one. That was actually a great response to a question with a little with not a lot of context, right? So my thing that I actually asked back in the comments, and I didn't get a response yet, but my first question is, what kind of game is it? Because I think that I think that changes my answer as far as the level of importance of whatever multiplayer you're trying to implement. Also,
Yeah.
your experience level. Are you 3 years as a new game developer and you're trying to jump right into multiplayer, or have you been doing game development for a while and you know exactly what you're doing? Because as Justin said, building a game alone with no bugs, just the single player experience is already difficult. Especially if you start taking things like what is it considered? It is optimization. When you start bringing optimization into it and all that good stuff, you are bound to run into issues. So when you add on a layer of having multiplayer, and I don't know how many people you're talking about, even if it's just another player, so one PvP where it's just two people, you still have to. I'm doing multiplayer right now in the game I'm working on, and I advised against it for the initial release. But it's
Yeah.
still a whole thing of when do you broadcast something from the server versus broadcasting it to from all of the agents locally, and all of the different things on what can actually be passed in and what can be replicated, because certain variable types are not working for replication, like maps. You can't replicate maps and just straight up Unreal Engine how I'm working with the blueprints. You have to pass them. So you have to update them locally or update them on a server and then send that out to everybody. But I use a lot of maps because maps are easy to just quickly find data. So when it comes down to what you wind up deciding to do for multiplayer or what kind of game, I definitely say I do multiplayer as a last option. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you this because I know I kind of rambled a little bit at the end. I wouldn't do multiplayer until you made a single player game that was successful and people are asking for multiplayer.
Yeah, because
Like
that's
when
kind
you,
of that's kind of the direction I'm going with Nightwalk. Is just I'm not putting any multiplayer in there, just all single player right now, and then later I want to add a co-op mode because I know that right now it's not like it. I don't know. I wouldn't be able to do it as well as I would want to for me to feel
right?
comfortable putting a co-op mode in there. So
No,
I
I
agree with
get
that.
it. I get it. And okay, so let's see. So we got a comment back. So let's see what this says. So he's the game type is an MMORPG. So a massively online multiplayer game, massively multiplayer online role playing game, 2D characters and 3D environments with 360 degree camera rotation around the 2D character using DSS Lite for dedicated server, AWS for database, login system. Game is PvP Guild Wars as focus. I am advanced UE indie developer. Okay, so that was one of the questions. You are an advanced, and you say I am replicating an old game called Ragnarok Online, and so I do have a roadmap of what I want to accomplish. Okay,
Yeah,
so I mean
yeah,
with
and
that
if
said, yeah, you got something, Justin?
I was gonna say if you say you advanced, hey, go for it. Cause I'm not gonna tell you it's not gonna work. Cause if you know what you're doing, then you know what you're doing. It just is what it is. And like when it comes to multiplayer Unreal, I know what I'm doing. I can build a multiplayer game on Unreal Engine. But will I do it? No, because I'm not sure. I'm not completely 100% sure of everything that comes with that, or how that will behave on different configurations with different locations in the world, and because the best I can do is peer to peer. Like the dedicated server part, I'm like, well, how am I gonna pay for
That
that?
and that was my question because I mean I make games, but my daytime job I'm a senior software engineer for DevOps. So I'm in AWS all day long, setting up different EC2 instances and auto scaling groups, all of that good stuff.
Yeah,
But AWS, you have to pay. So I'm just curious to
exactly.
know if it's a free, because I see you said you were replicating Ragnarok Online, and Ragnarok Online says it's a free to play MMO RPG. So are you planning on selling this, or are you planning on doing free to play for this? Will be my next
Mm,
question.
that's a good question. And AWS got a lot of good stuff in it. They got Cognito, they got DynamoDB,
Yeah,
they got Media Convert. They got a whole bunch of good stuff on there that you can use and
I
yeah, to
love
make your
Dynamo.
stuff.
You know,
Yeah.
Dynamo DB is how I got. That's how I got the job I have right now
How's that?
because they called me back for an internship to be a software engineer, and I told them I've
Mm.
never been a software engineer. I said I've never been a software engineer. I've just done game stuff, but I said, but I can show you what I've been building at home, and I had built a whole for spot crawlers markout before I started building a online before I did Steam Workshop. It was where I was saving everything and converting it to JSON and uploading it to DynamoDB, and then letting people pull down the files in the game. And I had set up all of that where you could do it in Unreal with a REST API call. And so when I showed it to them, they're like, "Well, you are a software engineer. You just didn't know that's what you were doing." I was like, "Oh, okay. I guess I'm a software engineer." I just was getting tools that I needed set up. We got another response back, so let's see what this is. It says, "My website is tied to the login system where I will sell in-game currency. My in-game shop will be designed like Ragnarok did theirs. I am using DynamoDB with GraphQL." Okay. Yeah, I just finished converting everything to JSON. That is cool. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We know what you got going on. And that's why I said, this is the thing. You asked about the importance of it and how we personally think about it. And that's why my personal experience, I've done a multiplayer game. Markout. I don't know if I told you that, Justin, but Markout, I set up multiplayer in that game. So you can have matches with people. And I had a match with one of the big streamers who motivated me to keep working on the game. It was New Legacy Inc. And when the game dropped, we did a multiplayer match. But it made it so much more difficult when I wanted to add more features in the game because everything I wanted to do for single player, I had to also consider how it impacted multiplayer. And multiplayer was not a money making feature. People didn't buy the game for the multiplayer. They bought the game because they like collecting cards. So
Right.
it all depends. For what you're doing, I mean, you're doing an MMORPG. You have to have a multiplayer. That's in the title.
Yeah.
That's in
Yeah.
the title. It's just, is that a game worth doing if you don't have any guarantee you're gonna make money from it? And you said you spent 3 years. Have you spent 3 years just working on this game, or 3 years just learning how to do multiplayer? Because if you spent 3 years working on this game, then at some point you have to find a way to see some dividends. I mean, you don't want to keep working yourself into I don't want to say debt because I don't know if you're spending a lot of money on it, but mental debt. You don't want to do that. We fall into this. Games take a while. They do. We underestimate how long they take. Um, but a lot. I don't. I do not support or do not recommend people work a long time for a free to play game. I just think you should set yourself up for disappointment, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And I run into a lot of people that think that, and I'm not saying this apply to anybody here, but I run into a lot of people that think, 'cause you make me think of this. I run into a lot of people that thought, okay, if I got something that I can see on the screen, that means it's working. I'm like, no,
Yeah, it's a
not
lot.
even close. You're not even close. You think you know what you built, but in reality, you don't. You have no idea. Because if you think that all you need is the visual component and that's it, like you pretty much there, no. Because you got to make all that stuff work, and especially you doing multiplayer. Shoot, you do multiplayer. There's a whole bunch of server backend stuff you got to write.
It's so funny.
Because when you think about it, the game is not what you. It's not really what you're seeing. It's more like if you're in the development side, it's not really what you're seeing. It's all that back end work. That's what the game is.
When I tell you, I told you today I've been working all day. I woke up at about 6:30 this morning. I got to work at about 8 a.m.
Hmm.
The only time I took a break was to take my son to the comic book store for about an hour because I promised him I'd do it. And I came right back home and I've been working the whole time. When I tell you I have not pressed play inside of Unreal Engine a single time today, I didn't get to press play to actually see what I've been building because it's
Yeah.
all back end stuff. Like everything I've been building is if a card is played, all of these things need to be triggered in a database on a server, and then send the information here, and you gotta have it's all back end stuff. So I haven't even seen. I don't even know if the stuff I've been writing works, but I can't test it until I have all of the components that I need to have inside to accurately assess the test.
Yeah.
So it's man, it's a lot. And yeah, when you talk about game development, and we're not talking about you, Evil. This is just a general conversation. Oh, and let me see
Yeah.
what Evil just said. Um, I think you guys have a good head on your shoulders. Hey, appreciate that, man. Hey, we appreciate that.
Hey
I
man, I appreciate
agree. I definitely agree. And you need people. You need people to. That's why I honestly think. And Justin, I hope that you can do this more, man, because I think this is great dialogue, and I think with people coming in more and more, I want to have a space where I want to have a real indie dev space. Ooh, ooh.
it.
You know, I know we have everybody calls themselves indie devs, and it's not meant to be shots. I'm just talking facts. You do have indie devs who can get kickstarted and get funded from people to build their games. And
Yeah.
that's great. And I've tried to do it and it didn't work for me because I couldn't get funded back then. So I had to go to the scrappy route. I had to teach myself how to build, and I had to take the losses on my chin. You know, if I spent money and the money didn't come into anything, didn't turn into anything, that was on me. So when I say real indie dev, I'm talking about you really had to get this stuff figured out, and you get to a point where you can now support your own project, fund it, bring people in, and that is the type of that's the type of conversation that I think we can have here, because there are more indie developers like that in the world that can't get funded. They don't
Right.
know where to start. They don't know where to go. That aren't coming from a family that worked at Blizzard, you know. And that's love.
Yeah.
That's love. No, you know, whatever, y'all. It's some whatever. It's 2 a.m. I don't really care no more. I don't care anymore about all that good stuff. I said what I said. I don't. I'm not dog piling. It was just a joke. So don't be so sensitive, world. But yeah. So yeah. But yeah. Nah. When you have a lot of developers, because I've noticed, and that's what made me start this channel. I was part of it. Was I'm part of the Facebook indie dev group, and I noticed so many times that people would go in and say, I have ideas, and I just need a team to work for free." And I said, "Man,
Man, I
it's the
wish.
it's the ignorance of it all. They're not. I honestly don't think they have bad intentions, because that was me. That's how I
Yeah.
was. I said, I
Well,
said,
nah, I've never heard you say anything about let's work for free. I never, you have never said those words. Like, can you work for free? Can you do this? Can you do that? No, you've never done that.
yeah, but I had probably a couple months before you came in. I just learned fast. I learned fast. I'm
Gotcha.
dropping. Am I dropping a lot of frames again? This thing, man. I don't know if it's OBS. Did Sandra have this issue with OBS where it just start dropping her frames, or
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
and then it'll pick back up in a second, it'll get back going. But yeah, it'll kick back in. But I had my times before, when I was when I was first learning how to do everything, and when I was first learning how to do everything, it was much more. I didn't have any funds, so it wasn't that I wanted people to work for free. It was literally, I basically need you to work for pennies. You know, I don't have any
Yeah.
money, so whatever I can pay you is going to be it's going to be really really small. And
Yeah.
in today's world, you basically are. That's basic. What am I doing? In today's world, that's basically free. You know, you asking people to do free labor. Um, so you're good now. Okay, we're good now. Perfect. You have discernment, and none of us are perfect. Oh, hold on. Is that what I said today? Hold on. For that, you get this. You get a sound effect for that one. Nobody is perfect. But yeah, it's a thing where I see people coming in and they have that mindset, and I don't think that they're coming in to be bad people or be bad actors. I don't think it's that. I think people genuinely underestimate the amount of work that goes into being a game developer, the amount of sacrifice. We don't even talk about that a lot. A lot of times we talk about the glamour of it, and oh man, my dream finally came true. My game came out. It was really tough. But I'll talk to you guys about the real on what it's like to sacrifice being a game developer. about the guilt that you have when your son is sitting there and he just wants to have a wrestling match, and you say, "Man, if I stop what I'm doing right now, break my flow state to have a wrestling match, I'm going to have to tack on another hour of work to get back to where I
Man,
was."
that's
Like that's
you.
huh.
I was saying you right on the money with that. Go ahead, go
Like
ahead.
this me preaching right now, but this is the real reality of it, and especially when you have a full-time job and you're doing this in your part-time, a lot of times this means you give up all of your hobbies, you're giving up your
Yep.
commitments, you're giving up other
Yep.
things you could spend money on with no
Time on.
guarantee that is going to even make money back. Your
Yep.
time, like we say, the time. So yes, your significant other has to be willing to work with you. If that means that
Hey,
my wife has to have my son most of the time, that's how it
here's here,
is.
here's the crazy part about what you just said. So you know how ambitious the vision is.
Uh-huh.
I literally gave up years of going out,
Mm.
dating. I
Mm.
didn't do any of that. Like nothing. Like I literally did nothing else but sit here, sit at the computer and hone in my skill. Cause I said I wanted to be the best. Like if I make stuff, I want people to be amazed by it. And I did achieve that goal. I did achieve it. That's why the first trailer went viral like that. All the millions of views and articles everywhere. And then the next video I put out there went viral. 'Cause I showcase something, I showcase my skills that I built through sacrifice. And it
Mm.
was like years of just I'm telling you, I gave up everything, like no movie theaters, no vacations,
Yeah.
no dating.
Yeah, you got
Like
OCPD, brother.
when I tell you nothing, that's funny. That's funny. But you know what's
Oh,
funny? When I was reading those traits, I said, yeah, that definitely applies to me back then. It don't apply to me now.
yeah. Cause you learned to deal with whatever issues you were dealing with, and that's great. Um,
Yeah.
and that's where you got to be. And we're not saying this, I don't want people to take this the wrong way and think that we're trying to make you think that game dev is not something to get into. Game dev is something that you hate to love. You can't stop it. Once you start doing it and you start really getting into it, if you have a creative mind, you're always going to have ideas and you're always going to try to bring these ideas to life. It's something that exists, but you have to find a way to have a healthy balance with it. It has to happen. Otherwise, you're going to start hating projects you're working on because you're going to start working on it for too long and seeing no results from it. And that's the biggest
Yep.
fear. That's for me. That's the big fear is I work on something for so long, sacrifice all this time out of my son's life, and then nothing comes of it. Which is why I do the OCPD coach stuff now because I did struggle with this really, really bad to the point I think I mention it all the time. But I worked on my wedding day. I talk about it all the time. This is legit, and I didn't see anything wrong with it. I thought it was weird that people took days off for their birthdays. I said, why would you take a day off for your birthday? You're not gonna do anything special. Just save the days off. I was a day off hoarder. And what I wound up doing is now when I learned about my OCPD, I learned about my ADHD and how I really just hyper focus and go all this time without eating and it wasn't really healthy. I decided to start breaking my life up, different areas of my life up into what I call buckets. So I have things that I really want to prioritize, such as my tier one relationship, which is my wife and my son. I have my spiritual relationship. Tier two is parents. Your heart can deceive you, but intentions can be righteous. Come on now. And we got preach, preach, preach. You have all of these different areas in life, and then I have my games. And what I started doing was looking at everything I do in life as progress. Because I used to only think about if I'm working on my game or making money, then that's progress. If I'm spending time with my son, that's not progress. It's taken away from my progress. So then I started to think in my head, well, now it makes no sense to ever spend time with family or do anything with my kid because that's actually taken away from progress. So when I broke everything up into those buckets, now anything I do in life is progress. If I cut my son's hair, I have a goal, I have a task for that. And I get credit for doing it and it goes into my tier one bucket because that was something I did for my wife, and also got to do it for my son. It's a tier one relationship. Tomorrow, we went to see Fantastic Four this past week. My son and I, we're going again, and we're taking my wife tomorrow. And this wasn't something that I really had a hard time and said, oh no, I have all this work I have to do. I said, nah, I can give my family that 3 hours because that's progress towards this relationship. So if you can take anything from this as a game dev and you are having that hard time finding that balance and you don't want to spend time with family and all that stuff, you have to you have to first of all get in alignment. So get in alignment with whoever it is and explain the urgency of it, the importance of it. But then you need to figure out a way where you can have your buckets and you can make sure you devote time to them all and consider all of them to be progress. That's the biggest thing. Another thing, I got another one for y'all. This is one of my big ones. Rest is progress. Rest is progress.
Took me a long time to learn that.
You learned it, and that's the thing that matters.
Yeah,
Rest is
because I'm
progress.
telling you, man. Look, this was if I were to give if I get a if I was to give a timeline since I started working on Unreal Engine,
Uh-huh.
2015, 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 21 is when that slowed down because that's when I met Sandra.
Uh-huh.
But all them years, I would literally sleep 4 hours, and the rest of the hours were devoted to working on my game. That's literally what it was. It was crazy. I slept 4 hours every day, and I could not sleep any longer because I had this yearning to get up. I'm like, I gotta get up, and I gotta work, and I gotta do this. And like, I even went on a cruise ship in 2000. Oh my god, 2019. Went on a cruise ship in January.
Oh,
It was a
okay.
car. Yeah, I went on a cruise ship,
I was
and
on a
I was
cruise
supposed to
ship
be
in,
there with my
in
family.
2019. I was like, were we on the same cruise ship? Go
Hey, we might have been.
ahead. I didn't go until late in the year, but I go ahead. You say you were in the cruise ship in January?
Yeah, January 2019. Yep.
Uh-huh.
And I was supposed to be there to enjoy my family and everything, but all my mind was just set. You know what I mean? My
That's
mind was just said, I
crazy.
gotta do this and I gotta do that. And I kept looking at everything on the cruise ship, like, oh, I could do that better. I can improve that. I could turn this into a whole new experience in VR. I could do it's a whole bunch of stuff that I was just like, I couldn't get my brain to relax and enjoy the damn cruise ship. The only thing I really enjoyed in that cruise ship
Was the
was
food.
the food. Yep. You knew I was gonna say that.
It was the burgers.
It was them burgers, man. 'Cause they
I
had
know.
a Guy Fieri.
Guy Fieri burgers. I already know.
Yeah.
I already knew you were gonna say that before you said it. I know. Trust me, I know. And the thing that annoyed you was that they weren't open 24/7.
Yes. How you know, man?
I don't I don't know. I just know some things. I'm telling you, no, it's that's so creepy. That's creepy. That was a lucky guess because I was just talking from my experience. I said food, and then Guy Fieri burger. But no, we literally when we went on a cruise, it was a similar experience. It's kind of eerie, but it was 2019. This is when we moved to Florida, and it was the week after we moved here because I moved here with no job. I didn't know what I was gonna do. I came from a career, but when I moved here, I didn't have one, and we were on a cruise for a whole week, and I was stressed the whole time because I didn't know what I was gonna do for money. And
Yep.
I remember because my girl, she moved with me, and I had a lot of pressure with that on my head. I'm like, man, I gotta make sure I didn't put her in a bad situation. But I literally do not have any positive memories from that cruise ship because I was trying to work the whole time and network, and I had bought Wi-Fi just to send emails on LinkedIn and see if I could meet with people, which worked out. It actually turned out good. But
Okay, I didn't go that far, but
I
I
brother,
know what you mean.
I didn't have a job. I needed some money. So I had to start building a network out here. And it wound up being a thing where the only positive thing I remember were the burgers. And that's it. And I'm telling you, I would get so upset because I would go and they would just had a drop pizza. And I'm just saying, why is the burger place just
Yeah,
not open the whole time? I don't want
that's
anything but
true.
the burgers. That's it.
And that pizza was flat. That
It was
pizza was
flat and
flat.
dry. Flat and
Yeah.
dry.
But
That's
I
no
ate it and
good.
told myself it was good though.
I mean, of course, when you're hungry, but I mean, you got to think certain stuff you eat when you're hungry, you wouldn't eat just normally. So the ice cream, they had ice cream machines. That was the only stuff thing open late at night. So that I wound up just eating ice cream. And I was sitting up eating the chocolate and vanilla swirl like it's the best dinner I had because we missed the we missed the time. We missed the whole
That's funny.
time. Look, Sandra
I
said
didn't.
y'all are the same guy. Pizza on cruises are dry AF. They
So y'all the same guy. That's funny.
I know, but that's what I said. It was funny because I'm gonna clip it. If you had your camera on, we probably it would have been funnier because they would have seen you probably were still thinking it as I was saying it, and then as I said it,
Yeah.
it's like it clicked in your head to say it. It was very freaky. I was like, it was probably the food. He's like, it's the food just spawned in different states. I know, ain't that, but look at how divine. So Sandra said just spawned in different states. And I said that. I said Justin is the best friend I have for real. And it's crazy to think that we never met each other in real life. And it's even
That is
funny
crazy.
because we're not even that far from each other now. I mean, you in
I'm
Georgia,
from,
right?
yeah, right in Atlanta.
So Atlanta's I think like 7 hours. It's not too far. Now when I was in
7.
Michigan, it made
Yeah,
sense. I was like 15, 20 hours away. But
yeah.
now I'm in Florida. I'm not too far. So when y'all come to Disney World, you gotta call me and I get y'all as long as I'm still yeah, I got you.
Got
I won't talk too much. But no, that's no. So yeah, okay. So let's see. If is there anything else that we should hit on tonight or this morning?
That's a whole lot of stuff.
I
It's a
know
whole
we all
lot.
gotta go on a cruise. That would be fun, actually.
Yeah,
That
no, it
would.
definitely
I'm
would be.
not going on Carnival though. I'm not.
Nah,
I
nah,
do
you ain't
not
doing
want
that.
to be around hood ratchetness.
Yeah,
Call
I'm
me,
done with that life.
call me, call me bougie if you want to. It's certain stuff I will not be associated with
What's
at
crazy
all.
is though, when I was on that, 'cause the cruise I went on was Carnival.
Hmm.
When I was on that cruise, it wasn't ratchet. I think that started after the
It
pandemic.
did. Yeah. No, it did. It was all the stimmies, all the stimulus. No, I will tell you that I definitely seen a shift in culture because you have to think even when I'm really trying to think things got bad even with it because I don't listen to rap music anymore. I listen to some old school. You hear my streams
Yeah,
and Spirit of the Sea, and I remember when I saw Sexy Red, and I thought it was a troll. Like I thought they were trolling us. I really thought they were trolling us with a fake rapper that was just
yeah,
all of this because it was a song about some nasty like I'm not even gonna talk about it on this stream because it's a gaming stream,
yeah,
but it's just about the industry how it shifted. It's like it happened like this, and I missed the
yeah,
whole thing. It's stuff that was really sacred ground, stuff you would not say, stuff you wouldn't do. It all of a sudden became the norm, such as people they diss each other's dead family members and stuff. Man, it's crazy.
yeah,
It's crazy. Hey,
yeah.
so they held. So look, I'm about to show you a message. So somebody just sent me a message, and their name is Jaha Vinit. Let me see who you are, Jaha Vinit. Oh, okay. So you just created your account. And today is your birthday. Okay, cool. So this is what Jaha Vinit. This is what they said.
Uh-huh.
They said, "Now I want y'all to hear this, right? I'm not gonna even
Uh-huh.
blur it out. I'm gonna let him say what he got to say. Hold on, hold on. I can't get out the screen. Hold on, I'm trying to get out the screen. I want to see. Listen to what my buddy said. Hold on. All right, he said, "Get the hell off live, you boy head ass, you boy head ass in, you ugly, you, you ugly as hell. You don't got no hair, you black mother ever,
Who is that?
Jahavinit, Jahavinit. Hello to you too. I mean, is that just how you greet people, man?
Hey, that's how these people love to come on the stream, man. They love
Jahavinit.
doing that.
J-
They
J-
love doing that.
how do you hi to you too, Jahavinit? Look, I'm gonna do this for you, Jahav, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I don't do it a lot, right? Because I'm a professional. I don't really play with kids, but I'm gonna tell you this much. I hope that you have yourself a good day and a good night. We
All
got
right.
another one. They Lil Junior. Niggas Ray, clean your head up, you slippery head. Nika.
Oh, don't, bro. Where you seeing this at?
They on Twitch. They don't it don't show up because they hold the messages. So the
Oh,
message is
gotcha.
not even going through. It's showing you goofy body ass Nika Love Junior. It's like man, y'all could really be funny. I'm letting y'all. I'm not even gonna block y'all because y'all could really be funny. You just gotta come up with something better than that. Come on now. Are we talking like fifth graders? And by the way, that's the thing. The bald head thing is the funniest thing if people ever tried to roast me for in real life because I actually shaved my head bald.
Yeah, you know
Like
what's
I
funny?
I had waves and shaved my head. I didn't bald. Goofy
What's
people.
crazy is the craziest part is
What?
Sandra was, she was making your avatar for the don't add us stuff.
Uh-huh.
And he said she said, oh, he keep messing up because he's bald. And I said he used to have hair. He said what? He used to have hair.
and that's what's and and that's you know what? I'm gonna tell you this. That's what I think is the funniest thing to me is most people who met me, because a lot of people who met me last year, they thought I was always bald head. And
Mm.
I said, it was culture shock for me. I'm like, y'all really thought I was bald head. And they thought I was bald head. They said they thought I was bald head the whole time. And I said, no, I shaved my hair off 2 months ago because my barber moved to Atlanta. As a matter of fact, my barber in your city. You might
That's
he's actually a real good barber.
okay. Okay.
But yeah, his
What's his,
name's Uncle Will.
oh,
So
Uncle Will? Okay.
he's a real good barber. And when he moved to Atlanta, I kept telling him I wanted to do a bald because I have too many important meetings for me to have to wait. You know, you had that weird gap every 2 weeks and your hair you lined up not as fresh and all of that stuff. And he kept
Yeah.
telling me not to cut it. He said you shouldn't cut it. You got good hair quality and you got the waves and stuff. And I said, I mean, that's fine and all. I could always grow my hair back if I wanted to, but it's easy for me to maintain. I could wake up and just shave my head. But no,
That's true.
they really tried to say that, and it's just lame. And I wish y'all did better. Y'all let me down. Y'all let me down, man. Y'all let me down. Evil Eye Interactive LLC. I got a patch of baldness in the back. You can rock Rasheed Wallace. Do y'all know Rasheed Wallace had a patch like that big? He wore, man, he did not care. He was from the you couldn't have told me he wasn't from Detroit. I thought he was from Detroit the way he wore his head.
Mm.
You got one more time to rub that genie head. How many wishes you get from rubbing your head? All right, that was good. That was a good one. That was a good one. That was a good one, Junior. 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 Hold on. I got you, Junior. I got you. I got you. Hold on. I got you. Watch this. That was a good one. Give me another one. Give me another one just as good. Don't be lame, please. I don't not associate with people that act lame. And the way you came in here was on some lame broke stuff. And I'm talking about broke mentally. So if you're gonna come in here as a man, I don't know if you a kid, I'm a man. Come in here with some legit stuff. I'm not gonna get offended by the stuff you say because I don't take you serious. But if you come in here, even if you crack jokes, I don't mind if you stay in here. Just don't be lame, man. Come on, we too grown for this. I could teach you how to get your money up in real life. Real life. Um, hold on. Okay, you are a good looking version of Mr. Clean. I'm not Mr. Clean. You missed the point, evil. No, that's funny. That's funny. That's funny. That's funny. Okay, so now let me see what he said. So now it's popping up, so you can see it over here in the multi chat. He said, "Yo, A look like baby D Tamet. You man, yeah, all right, huh?
I don't see. That's that
Try that
incoherent
one
stuff.
again. Try that one again, Junior. Try that one again. That one ain't come through. Bad reception. Bad reception on that one. Yo, A look like but you know what? Hey, this is fun. I'm gonna tell you why. Because a lot of times you have people, and this is what I was talking about with Pirate. When you
Mhm.
have people online and they get to a point where it's just beyond common sense, you don't interact with people like this in person, you can't take them serious. It's not that. But if they are here, hopefully they can learn something. Maybe I'll drop a couple brain cells for you to pick up or something. That's what we here to do. We're here to teach. So if that's what you want to
Yeah.
do with the time, that's fine. I really don't care. But just come up with some fun stuff. Your hair look like a glass boiled donut. All right, man. Now you just not even funny now. That's funny. That's not funny.
No, I'm not laughing. I'm laughing at the fact that you keep reading it, bro.
Oh,
That's what I'm laughing at.
I got ADHD. I got ADHD. That's my wife said. She said, "You always read everything I like." I'm like, I can't help it. It's not on purpose. It's just I'm literally processing it as I'm seeing it. Back of your head got strawberry filling gushing out of it. You a little kinky, man. I don't know. You thinking about my head and donuts and gushing. Nah,
And
come
glazing,
on,
yeah.
man.
I don't know.
Come
I
on,
don't know. I don't know
man.
about
Straighten
that
it
one.
up a little bit. Look, to each his own, but to me, it's none. I don't. I'm not. I don't know what to say with that one. Um, I don't know what to say. Okay, but yeah, so let me get back to what we're doing. So we did deep dives on pirate, and it is for awareness. Exactly, exactly. You did deep dives for awareness. That's cool. I like that stuff. If you're gonna talk about awareness, fine. But it's like I said, if you just gonna be lame and keep saying I'm gonna make content on you, that's just to me, it's not. It's not cool. I don't agree with that. Why is the other one talking, bruh? PFP look like Bruno Mars. Justin, they trying to come for you now, man.
Man, I'm
Junior,
literally not
what's your
allowed to
what's your
roast.
Instagram, brother? Let me see some of your stand up, cause you wasting your time. You could be making you some money off your jokes, right? And don't no,
Probably
I'm
make
gonna
two
tell you. No,
cents.
no, hold on. Let me actually tell you. Be careful though. Justin got who won. She don't play. I wouldn't even mess around, honestly. You might wind up in one of them reaction videos. Oh, you 16? Okay, all right. I figured you was a kid. I figured you were a child, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Look, I'm gonna tell you, Junior. Come in here and just chill, man. You don't have to come in here for attention. Just come chill. I'm telling you. I was 16. And then when I was 16, I did not have to do lame stuff like this. You don't either. Don't be lame, please. We have enough
I
lame
agree with
people in the
that.
world. Do not be lame.
I
No,
agree with that.
just saying in here trolling though. Y'all cool. I know, but I'm just saying when you come in here trolling, it's just lame. You don't have to troll. That's all I'm saying. I'm telling you, if your girl noticed what you were doing with your time, it would not impress her. Do something that would impress her. Come in here and ask questions, get some knowledge, and go back and say, look, baby, I could teach you how to take that 10K we made last week, invest in, and now we can have some money growing and we don't have to do anything. That's what
Yeah.
come on, man. Like we can do stuff like that. But we have
Yeah, I
enough
agree.
of the nonsense. Go to the other channels with all the BS. We don't have to do that here. I don't care about all that stuff. That's a waste of my time. If I want to play with kids, I got a 4-year-old, brother. A 4-year-old I can
Hmm.
play with. So I'm just saying, I want you to be here, but just come here on some regular energy stuff, not lame stuff. Not lame stuff. Hey, I ain't asked Ngas Ray Park a semi truck on your forehead, but you didn't spell everything wrong. Okay. You used the
That's
wrong
why I keep laughing.
four.
Hey man, you gotta tame that ADHD.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna let it go. He say, "How I gift you though?" I don't know, man. I don't know how you give me. It's cool. I don't need it. Appreciate it. But no, the big thing for this conversation that I think was imperative is when y'all, just making sure you can get people that's like minded that can help you,
Mhm.
motivate you, keep you on the right path. And at the end of the day, the channel, what I'm trying to do with this channel, I help people build that healthy relationship with progress in their life. I help people get stuff done, but I really want to have conversations like this where we can be real honest with each other. I think that's
Yeah.
just a dope way for us to continue to help people. I do. What
Yeah.
was that? Something else just happened? My bad, man. I just see this thing going off. I'm like, what happened? Oh, they timed them out. Oh, they got rid of all his messages. Oh,
Mm.
17 messages were deleted by a moderator.
Who's the moderator?
Yeah, Streamlabs, I guess.
Oh, Stream. Oh, got you.
18. Well, it's kind of late for
Streamlabs
that.
don't play.
Niggas will bat the piss out of you. What? Who talking to your son? Use their parents' credit. Okay. Look, it's okay, y'all. Sorry about the disruption. I'm telling you. I had two trolls at one time. And I don't look, I'm not the type of person that's gonna back down from a troll. I'm just not gonna like I said, come in here on some you don't have to come and be a troll. We don't have to be trolls. You don't have to do that. You don't. And even if you come in as a troll at first, I'll let you straighten yourself up. I will. I will, you know? It's just we just ain't gotta do all that weird stuff. Now look, don't take it too far. Don't take it too far. You're doing too much. Doing too much. Chill. For real, chill, chill, chill.
Yeah, you gotta yeet that. You gotta yeet that. Yeet. Are you still there? There you go. There you go. Now you know. Just don't stream on Kick. Oh, you muted.
My bad. Are people on Kick even real?
I think so.
Okay, you think so? Because that's what I've been trying to figure out. Um, when I was watching, I used to watch the stream. What was his name? Jack Doherty. You know what I'm talking
Jack
about?
Jack Doherty. Oh, wait a minute. That's not the Jack Doherty with that's a complete a hole, is it?
Yeah, that young dude and Neon. I enjoyed the conversation both of you were having prior to the trolls. Hey, appreciate that. Look, Evil Eye, do you have any more questions? Cause I'm gonna get. I want to make sure we get you covered. Hey, I'm gonna block this dude. I don't even like blocking people, but it's the fact he messing the conversation up. He messing the vibe up. Man. He
Yeah,
ain't trying to fix
yeah,
it. I gave him too many chances to fix himself, and he ain't trying to. So just go ahead. Just
yeah.
go
Man,
away.
lie.
Oh, fishbowl. Yeah, see, even that. Like, come on, like that's what I'm saying. You playing too much. You playing too much, man. People don't play about their
Yeah,
kids. That's the thing. We these kids they get so used to saying it. People get too comfortable talking online and saying anything nowadays. It's too comfortable.
yeah. I agree
It's
with
too
that.
comfortable. That's not how humans interact. That's not how adults interact. And maybe it's because of where I'm from. That's not how it was. It wasn't like that at all. Nowadays, kids just get online and say, "You look like you eat Brussels sprouts every morning before you brush your teeth, and then don't use toothbrush, don't use toothpaste." It's like, is that the best thing you can say? You can't say come in here and say, "Hey, I'm bored." You know, like come in here and say
Trying
I'm
to learn.
bored. What y'all talking
Yeah,
about? So
yeah.
yeah,
But hey, that's the
ignore that guy.
yeah, yeah. So, so with the we were talking about something, man. We was talking about I think it was the
Kick.
cruises,
Oh yeah, the cruises.
cruises,
Uh huh.
sacrifices, the game development, how hard that is,
Yes. Thank
and
you.
like you don't know what you got to give up,
Yeah.
and you don't know like okay, I got to put all of this to the side just so I can achieve this thing that I don't know it's gonna work. And yeah, and I didn't finish explaining like how much so when I tell you that I literally sacrifice like everything,
Uh huh.
I literally mean everything. Like it's not even funny. Like to this day, I think about it. I'm like damn, I regret that.
Do,
Cause What he said? What now?
So you about to finish what you saying, so I'm gonna let you finish, and then you might answer my question. So go ahead.
Got you. Yeah, I was gonna say like I look back and like I regret that, but at the same time, like I'm also appreciative of it because if I didn't do that, who knows where I'll be right now? You know,
Absolutely.
like honing in them skills. Like I went into this one indie developer studio, and this is when I didn't know how valuable I actually was. I went to this one studio, and these guys didn't know a lick of Unreal Engine, but they knew enough to where they had a game going, and it was pretty good, right?
Uh huh.
And I went to um like so they were asking me a whole bunch of questions. How do you set this up? How do you set that up? How do we do this? How do we do that? And I just knew it. Like it was just that simple. Like you just do this, do that, and then boom. Just click, 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 and it's done.
Yeah. And they say, "How did you get
They
that
was
knowledge?"
yeah, I was just like, that came from them years of just sitting here. Like literally, like I know Unreal Engine like the back of my own hand now.
Yeah, you know that thing. You definitely know.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
telling you, I don't know how much time you put into it because I know I can ask you about any new service and you tell me everything as if you've been using it for 3 years and it just came out 2 months ago. I'm like, oh, so you read the documentation, okay?
That's the thing. I don't even be reading the documentation like that. Like, yeah,
You
I
just
would look at the
implement it.
documentation for like to get started, but then I get a little bored with documentation, so I just jump straight to testing.
Yeah,
And that's like when Lumen first came out
mhm.
with UE5. Like I was determined to figure it out and figure out how that all works, nanite, all that stuff. I was like, I gotta make this work right, gotta make that work right, gotta make this, do that. And I they gotta make the trees look a certain way, because if I don't, it's not gonna look realistic. Because back when UE5 first came out, Lumen was terrible. So I had to figure out how to tweak it enough to where I can make it look good. And I did it.
You figured it out,
I,
yeah.
I found a bunch of little console variables to set, and it made my foliage look good. I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But
We got
it's
we got another question that's related to sacrifices, so maybe you could touch on this while you going. But Evil Eye says, have you ever had to make sacrifices in the game industry? I have had to remove myself from many communities. It was a steep learning curve for me. I think the answer is yes. I just based on what we were talking about already, because I think that's what we were talking about were the sacrifices.
yeah.
So that was that. Now, if you want to go deeper into some sacrifices, feel free to, Justin. But just to answer this question, I would say is yes.
Well, I don't think I completely understand the question because you say, have you ever had to make sacrifices in the game industry? Like, what do you mean by that? Like, I don't know what that really means, but if I were to go into certain specific sacrifices, I would just say life, like like living life is one thing I had to give up.
Yeah.
Like I'm telling you, I spent like there was times I go 8 months, 8 to 9 months without ever leaving the house, and that sounds crazy, don't it?
No, it's
That
scary
sounds
because
crazy, but
I
it's true.
yeah, I can see it. That's the thing. I didn't even when you said it, when you say the number like that, it sounds crazy. But when you're living it and you're just like, okay, not this weekend, I'm grinding this weekend, not this weekend, I'm grinding this weekend, you don't see how
Mhm.
many of those weeks add up. And then after the fact, you say, it's been that long?
Yeah,
Because you just kind of shut yourself in and time moves fast when you're building stuff and you might lose 2 days fixing a random bug. And then
yeah.
you got to implement some art. Now you got inspired and you start working on something else. And that time, I'm telling you, that time is scary with game development. Time is scary. And that might be any hobby, anything you love, anything you like to do. But it's something about game development. I think because it's never ending. It's
Hmm.
all encompassing media. It's all encompassing multimedia. It's audio, video, 3D modeling, programming. You got to do marketing. You have to do
Hmm.
research and development on top of that, debugging, testing. Like you continuously UI stuff. You continuously have work to do. It never stops. So it's
Right.
either you're going to spend all of your time doing it, or you're going to spend a lot of money having it done. Which one do you pick?
Exactly. Exactly. And see, that's the part where it's like I look back, I'm like, man, I spent a lot of like I'm telling you, 16, what was it? No, 16 hours. No, about 20 hours a day. Recently I slowed down. I'm a little older now. I can't be doing all
Yeah.
that. But like 20 hours a day, just sitting there, just straight, just sitting there and working and like and you're right. When you think about that time, it's like, wow, I really did that.
It's crazy. Look,
It's
we got Evil Eye in here again. With a
uh,
follow up on that. So he said, an example will be people that work for the company Unreal Engine. I find myself not able to work with groups that include unbelievers or those that don't share the same faith. Another example would be becoming affiliate with Twitch when I don't agree with the with what a with what a platform here. I think he's saying he doesn't agree with Twitch as a platform and what it represents. Probably.
oh, so okay, so I guess like if
Okay.
so you can't work with people that don't have the same faith as you. Like oh,
Yeah,
these are a bunch of
on a deeper
what you
level
call
now.
it, atheists or whatever it is. I can't get down with that, so I can't work with y'all. So I gotta remove myself from the situation. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, no, I can understand that, and I can understand that on different levels. Like for me, I don't like working in environments where people don't believe in what they're building. If you don't believe in what you're building, then why are we sitting here doing this? You know,
yeah,
like I'm good. Like you just here to collect the check, and you ain't doing the job right because I know there's a lot of stuff that like oh my god. There was a time where I got to witness this. I ain't gonna say where, but game development. I'm maybe they were double A, maybe they were just regular indie, but they had a budget. Let me just say that somebody put a like the way they did something with it was a cube reflection or I'm sorry, it was a reflection capture, a real time reflection capture
mm,
or cube map capture, whatever it's called, and it had that updating every so often, and it was causing a hitch in the game. I'm like, why would you do that? The game clearly can't afford that. It's the whole point of the budget. Like, so why would you do that? Then nobody knew where it was, where it was coming from. I'm like, oh my goodness. Oh, this is what happens when you have lazy.
yeah,
When you have people like, I want to just put this in there because a lot of people just do that stuff. And I've seen this. Where you show up, you put in, you do whatever it is you can to justify that paycheck. And I'm just like, I can't work with that because one, I'm not the type of person that can sit there and be like, yeah, let me just show up and show you a bunch of random things that I'm doing, which you don't really need, but I'm doing it. And it's within the scope that you wanted me to do, but I'm just doing a bunch of random stuff that I added on there so I can justify my time and check. I
yeah.
don't do that. You give me a task, I'm doing that task. You know what I mean?
I
And that's
get you.
it. Once I'm done, I'm like, what's the next thing?
Now that's
But people got so used to all these other people not doing that that they thought I wasn't doing anything.
and it's so funny you say that because I don't know if you saw this in the stream much earlier. Yeah,
Hmm.
and Evil said thank you for sharing that struggle, by the way. But I don't know if you saw earlier in the stream, I actually had a conversation with a young lady. I call everybody young lady and young man. I don't even know how old they are, but that's just how I respectfully call them. And
Yeah, no, I get
it was a conversation with a young lady, and we were talking about her job and how somebody at her job doesn't put in as much work as she does, and she's been having to complain about it, but she has OCPD. So we were talking about
you.
I had the whole conversation about OCPD and how, that's really one of the symptoms is we hold everybody else to a high standard, but we hold ourselves to a high standard. So when people don't meet that high standard, we think it's something going on with the rest of the world. And while the rest of the world isn't seeing that high standard not being met, when really it's the standard we set, which is for us, it's 100%, but it's really 120% to everybody else. So our
Yeah.
expectations are so high. I'm not saying that's what you had right there, but that's just funny that we talked about this.
Yeah.
And it was something. Oh, I was laughing because I wasn't in YouTube. I have the multi chat and the Twitch chat up, and then I saw Sandra commented. She's the only one commenting on the YouTube channel, and she had to don't
uh,
add us. But then I just randomly read one of her comments, and it was like, "You actually have a good head shape for being bored." I said, "What the hell?" What? I don't even know what the context of that statement was, but thank you. I appreciate that. I know it was when the troll was here, but I'm like, what was the context of that statement? Did he talk about my head shape? That's just funny because I just didn't even notice it until just now. That's funny. But no, man, let's do this because it's 2:30 and I have to get up for a meeting in the morning and a stream tomorrow, and then we're going to see Fantastic Four again. But
oh yeah.
what I would say is this: I like this. This was a lot of fun, and
Yeah.
if you ever want to call in again, because I'll be doing this every Saturday, I think I'm gonna keep this approach with the call in thing where people can call in because I had a person come in with the question that I told you about, and she would have called in had her baby not been asleep. So I think people could actually call in and talk. Now I'm finding my thing. Sandra has the reaction, and that works for her. And I said I couldn't
Hmm.
do reactions because it wouldn't work for me and how my content. It would be hard for me to really react to content. But I said I want to
Yeah.
find something that could be more interactive. And then I was like, I could do call-ins if I could find a way to do the call-in. So I messed with StreamYard, and now it worked. So since this worked, I think I'm gonna start doing call-ins where people can call in and talk about whatever issues they have or whatever questions they have, especially game dev stuff. That's something we could talk about
Yeah.
all day long. So yeah, man, if you ever want to come up, I appreciate you coming up tonight. But if you ever want to come up, feel free. I'll leave the panel open. And yeah, man, this is fun. This is exciting.
Yeah,
A
this is
new
fun,
chapter
man.
to the
Yeah,
channel.
I agree with that. Hey,
Okay,
man. Hey, just tell your wife I said best wishes to her.
we'll do,
Hello
man.
and all that. All the good. I don't know if she's listening. She's probably asleep.
No, she knocked out. Nah, that she's Tambourine, so she was the one who was in here earlier in
Oh, okay.
YouTube.
Gotcha.
But yeah, she
Yeah.
yeah, well, what's funny? I say she's sleeping there, she get up to use the bathroom and text me at like 1:30 and say, yeah, she was on last time she texted me was 11:40 and she said, "Can I turn my mic up some?" So yeah, she's sleep now, but yeah, man, I appreciate that. And I'm gonna hang up here. And I guess I'll talk to you if y'all don't hop into the stream tomorrow, then I'll talk to you guys on Thursday when we go back live on Don't Add Us.
Yep. And Sandra gonna be doing stream tomorrow too at 7.
7 p.m.
And she-
Oh yeah,
Yeah, 7
obviously. Okay, all right, cool. I'm gonna try to
I
hop
know,
in.
7 a.m. I do the same thing. I'll be like, PM? And
It's
people are
just
like,
a
why are you
natural,
asking that? That's a dumb question.
it's a natural thought, man. It's just a natural question. Okay, Evil,
Yeah,
I'll see you. All right, Justin, I'm gonna see you, man. I'll talk to you. See you, fam. Tell your wife and family I said, see y'all. Y'all have a good night.
I will do, man.
All right, peace.
Appreciate you. Peace.
Okay, so guys, what do we think about that? What do we think about that? Oh, there's a country song called "What Do You Think About That?" Say I don't give a darn about what other people think. What do you think? How'd it go? Some people care about what other people think, worry about what they say. Let a little gossip coming from a loose lip ruin a perfect day. Saying blah blah blah, just a yapping they jaws, gotta let it roll off of my back. I don't give a about what other people think. What do you think about that? 2:30 in the morning country song for y'all. But nope, I'm starting this thing. I had Illogics. What camera am I on? Okay, I'm right here. So Illogic's another person that is in Don't Add Us. He actually told me I should start doing this thing at the end of my streams where I just give some helpful advice and actionable steps. So let's do that real quick. And yes, I do wear a blanket every single stream. And yes, I do have clothes on under my blanket. I just like to cover my legs up because I always get cool. But this is the advice that I tell you guys. First of all, remember that rest is progress. So try to make sure you get rest and you don't feel guilty when you rest. And I think one of the big things that helps with this is tracking your task so you know exactly how much you're getting done. I always talk about the mountain, being able to climb up the mountain and look down at how far you've come, while also being able to look up at how far you have left to go. Many of us don't do any type of task tracking to see how much we actually, excuse me, we don't see how much we actually get done. So that is why I really recommend that you use a tool like a Jira or something else that just helps you understand how hard you've been working. That will help you put your rest in perspective. So now you'll be able to rest and not have all of this guilt and say, "Oh, I didn't get all these things done." Guys, I'm about to rest good tonight. I'm resting amazing tonight because I got a lot of stuff done this week. A whole lot of stuff done this week. And I even tried to add on some extra stuff. But since I know I added extra stuff in, I bumped some stuff out. And that's what it's about. It's about that balance. So try to remember that rest is progress. Don't feel guilty for resting. You have to refill your gas and you have to change your oil in that body of a car, in that car of a body that you possess because you only get one. All right. That being said, I will be live again in less than 12 hours. So it's gonna be later today on Sunday, 1:15 p.m. Eastern time. And what I'm going to be doing is planning out my week, my upcoming week. We're going to see what work we were able to get done this week, what work we're going to get done going into next week, and then I'm going to be doing a sprint retro, which is really really good for you guys to see because you're going to see me give myself constructive criticism where I talk about things that went well, I talk about things that did not go well, and I talk about action items. So things that I need to do going forward to make my upcoming week or processes even better. So that'd be really cool. And yeah, Justin, 100 appreciate you, Justin. Evil Eye Interactive LLC, take life one day at a time because you are not promised tomorrow. We are not even promised the next second. So really do that. That is valid advice. And I almost said I love you guys, but it's 2:38 and I don't know you to love you. But I hope y'all have a great night and y'all keep fighting for your life. Peace. Some people care about what other people think, worry about what they say. Let a little gossip coming from a loose lip ruin their perfect day. Saying blah blah blah, this is Japanese jaws, gotta let it roll off my back. I don't give a darn about other people think. What